Yo, yo, yo.
Hey,
Can y'all hear me?
I hear you.
Okay. A slight delay. Somebody decided to use the washroom before right at 4 o'clock. Hey, Chris, you on here? Hey, Chris, can you?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right.
I might have to pop in on and off because I'm on daddy duty today.
Okay.
Well, y'all know my supervisor might call me.
Hellraiser.
Yo, what's up?
I'm on a route. I'm on a route, but I'm here.
Okay. Give everybody a few more minutes to come on. Yo, Alan Johnson, what's going on, bro? You gotta unmute yourself.
I just did. I don't know if my mic worked though.
Yeah, I hear you.
You can hear me?
Yep. I see you've been extra active inside the new Hellraiser Legacy.
Oh yeah, I'm all the way in there, bro.
All right, people still coming in. No, Chris.
Okay.
All right, how's everybody doing, man?
Good, bro.
Do we have any first-time attendees on here?
This is my first time.
Okay, cool.
What up, Hellraiser? What up, Chris?
What's going on? How you doing?
Good, chilling.
It looks like we have mostly members on here, though. That's what it looks like, Chris.
Okay.
So I'm sure most of you have noticed we didn't have a conference last month. Me, Chris, and the other gang were real busy. We meant to have a conference, but it just we were so tied up with things, and by the time we noticed, it was already September, and so now here we are now. I'm glad some of you actually missed us, but we're back now and getting things rolling. We're in the midst of a lot of different changes, a lot of changes on the back end of a lot of different things. There's so many different things that we're going to talk about today, and so many things we can't talk about yet until it's complete. But man, we've been extremely busy trying to get some things in order and have some extra bonuses for the people. Does anybody have any questions? Just, in general, the new people.
Nah.
We still wait for some people to come in. So how did you find us, bro?
Shit, I'm on the internet just getting knowledge and stuff, man, from looking around. I don't just listening to it. I really let my spirit more decide who I decide to trust and everything. And it kind of drew me to your videos a couple of times. So I went ahead and signed up and everything, I trust my judgment of character more than anything. So I went ahead and did it, bro. It's the first time I've even talked to anybody about any of this stuff. I joined anybody thing or anything like this. I've been doing everything on my own,
Well, definitely welcome aboard.
Sure.
Pleased to have you. Now, is anybody confused? Does everybody fully understand what happened to the previous Hellraiser Legacy Network, or have any questions about the new one, or either or?
What happened to the last one?
You want to know the truth?
I mean, I don't want you to put it on the internet so the people might be listening. You can keep that private if you need to.
It's pretty much what I said when I made that announcement on that YouTube video.
Right.
For those that didn't see it, pretty much. Long story short, with the previous network, it was good. It was cool. It did what it was supposed to do, but the network. What can you say? I guess I could say the word technology. The technology behind the network was outdated. So so it was some things that couldn't be fixed or updated through the network that needed to in general, but it wasn't a huge deal. But it was something that I wish I could have had, so I can offer different things, other things to the community. But the real reason why the network went down, and the reason why it went down the way it did, is because my platform host providers, they sent out communications to the whole team, letting us know about the previous version, and specifically the version that I was on. I've been building networks since for about over 10 years, so I pretty much just went with what I knew, but I didn't know the lapse as far as the technology going back to that. And at the end of the day, I either had to completely get rid of the Hellraiser Legacy version 1, or that was the only option. But even though they gave me an option to possibly keep it up and have a side deal along with the company, but they didn't communicate that back, and the day came and the network just disappeared out of nowhere. So that forced me to have to start from scratch and rebuild it. But on the bright side of that, out with the old, in with the new, and everything that I wanted to do through the old network, I'm able to do now 10 times. So whoever's on there now knows, and especially who was a part of the old Hellraiser legacy, they know that this version is 10 times better. The flexibility, the power of the search engine. The old Hellraiser legacy had a bunch of information, but half you didn't know half the stuff that was on there because it's hard to find. Right now, all you have to do is search, and it's going to take you to whatever you're looking for in reference to audio, video, whether it's ebooks, PDF files, Word documents. The power of the search engine alone shuts it down. And this has pretty much been the downfall and cons to any other network or resource center that had tons of information. It's hard to find information. You got to literally go and search page for page, and put like right here you can just search and go to exactly what you're looking for. So that, of course, we still have the friendship data. I mean, it's just more fluent. I mean, it's hands down. Whoever's already on it already knows. So by the time I got to rebuilding this platform, that made me feel a lot better that I lost it. That I lost the old one the way I did. Another downside to losing the old one is that, and without any preparation, is that everything I just like not a document. Of course, I have all my original documents, but like the members, all that stuff. So I mean, the good thing is whoever was subscribed, they're still subscribed. So they're gonna end up coming back and realizing it's a whole new house on that particular land, and they're gonna be trying to contact me to access the keys to get inside the house. So I'm not gonna lose them because they're gonna try to come back home soon and realize we rebuilt the place. So but I mean I got stuck at the airport in Houston for over 24 hours. So I took that time. I built 50% of the network when I was stuck at the airport. So that I guess I was meant to get stuck at the airport to have time to really sit down to get it done, because we was only down for like 48 hours, and I already had the new one may not have been fully ready, but you can tell you already knew what I was doing. So appreciate everybody's patience. I worked pretty fast and do diligently, but that's it, man. But the Hellraiser Legacy version 3 is going to be the biggest, most compatible and resourceful network, period, when it revolves what we're doing right here. I guarantee that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm correcting all the things that are wrong with all the other resource centers and network. Because the ones that have the most information have no organization to it, and those that do, it's still hard to kind of search the information and search the network. So, like I said, the power of the Hellraiser Legacy's platform is powerful. With this network, and we have to get rid of the leeches too. It's no, as you guys see, it's no more free memberships. It's way too much time I have to put into this network. Every document has to be put in independently, individually. I have to personally tag and keyword each document so you guys can search for this material. I have to strip down audios and convert it over to MP3 files, and it's like, so hey, it's either you have to invest into your education, just like I did, and it's simple as that. So if we end up only having 50 members in the Hellraiser Legacy, I really don't care. So these are the 50 people that I'm investing my time in for, and that appreciate what we're doing. So it really don't matter the numbers to me. If I have a few people that just like I say, just off the responses already, I can tell you guys are enjoying yourself inside the network. I get online, somebody always on there. They're up 3, 4 o'clock in the morning like me as I'm dumping more material in there. People, especially Alan. I'm a man, like literally this time, you guys are gonna see all the information I've been hoarding over the years. I'm talking about information I've been digging for, because before I start any personal processes myself, I became an information hoarder. So I dug for information like like a hyena, like thirsty for information. But I didn't spend any time. That was my only focus was addicting because I felt like because the places I was finding the information at, it wasn't going to be available for long. So I was the guy stripping down YouTube videos before they got deleted. I'll just dig it, categorize it, put it in an external hard drive to keep moving. So then it took about 3-4 years before I can start looking at what I have. So
Wow.
now I'm going in here and categorizing, putting something to the network. I'm thinking like, wow, wait till they see all this stuff.
Man, that's what I'm doing right now.
I'm gonna be loading stuff on this network for at least a year straight.
Wow.
And that's me working full time. So hopefully you guys, the point of all this is just utilize it the best way you can. Take advantage of the resources, take advantage of the information, take advantage of being in the community, to network with the people, and and share what you learn. That's what it's for. And that's what we're here for. People still coming in. Chris, what's on your mind?
Yes, I'm here. Yes.
What's on your mind? How you want to start it off?
Just listening. I don't know. What did you have on your mind tonight?
So we explain to them what happened, what was going on with the Hellraiser Legacy, what's new on the NPC side. Okay, so what can I share right now? I wish I could share what I wanted to share, but I can't show it to you yet, so I don't like spoiling the surprise. We have a huge announcement coming. I was hoping I got an email which allowed me to share with you guys today, but I just don't have it yet. So by next conference, we got a huge surprise for you guys, and this is gonna start a new beginning of a lot of different things and filling in the gaps between a lot of different things as far as security and security is a big factor. So it covers a lot dealing with security and overall support. Our support system and network is about to increase tremendously on a whole nother level. We're doing a lot of things, administrative things on the back to get some things accomplished that we weren't able to easily accomplish before. Hold on 1 second.
Iris, can you hear me? It's Iris.
Hey, Iris.
Hey, oh, you can hear me. Well, why can't I see you?
You say you can't see?
Nobody. I see a list of people that's on, but I can't see nobody. I saw you at one point, and then you disappeared.
You got to switch your screen because we just saw your keyboard.
Mm-hmm.
You got to click. It's the little camera. The little camera should be probably on the left side of your screen. When you click the screen, you got to click that little camera so it can reverse. We see your keyboard now.
Oh, keyboard. You see me now?
I see you. Yep, we see you. Can you see us?
I see you. I can't see
Okay.
nobody else.
Okay, cool. Well, if you just see me, that's how you have the settings on your phone. So you got to switch the settings. I think you went mute on us, Iris.
And I
Okay.
hear you, but I don't see. How do I change where I can see everybody? I see mute. I see video stop. I see share. And I see participants.
You
I
see
don't
it.
see much of that.
Yeah, so change the gallery mode. She said she want to see all y'all.
And how you change the gallery mode where it says more at?
It says it's on the left side you should see camera, the speaker, the
Yeah.
audio, and then right below that says switch to active speaker. Then it has another one up under there that should say gallery or something.
Yeah, my shit ain't doing it right now.
Let me see. Yeah, switch to gallery.
No. I don't see gallery. Oh, just my phone, man. I don't see that gallery stuff. Camera.
Right there. You see something right below that?
I don't see nothing. I don't see. I just see stop video, share content, participants, and more. Hide my video in gallery view.
Yeah.
I don't want. Yeah.
What does it say about gallery view?
Hide my video in gallery view.
I don't remember seeing hide, but try it. See what happens.
Yeah, I see you. I don't see nobody else.
Well, hey, I'm the spotlight. So what's on your mind, Iris? Let's talk. As long as you can hear us.
I'm just trying to get in here to see everybody try to work this thing here. I really appreciate this here, though, because I mean, like you say, it's you know, click on stuff and go in the thing. I get lost in this stuff, clicking and clicking myself out, trying to learn how to use it. But it's really neat. You're a very talented person. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to get on board with this, how to learn and use this kind of stuff.
You talking about the new network? Yeah.
See everybody. I see you. That's the most important person.
Did you is it easy for you to navigate through the new network?
Yes, you can go to all of the label, all of the books and the resources and stuff like that. And like when you want to go to follow other people and things on this subject, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Post it. Yeah. So it's definitely different for the better. I'm afraid to touch some stuff. I'm not. I should use that word afraid. Like you said right now, I can't find everybody. I'm trying to operate it.
Well, take your time. Take your time. Who's
I'm on my computer.
You on your computer or your phone?
I'm on my phone. I've been trying to get on my computer. They're having a problem with the computer, and it's not giving me the sites and stuff. And I'm trying to get on the computer. I probably find to get on the computer.
Okay. Now, let me see. All right, so let's get to some business, y'all. Iris, we're gonna give you time to see everybody. Figure it out. Figure it out. So,
okay. Here, I'll be fine. I'm gonna try to get on the other one on my computer, but I'm listening.
Okay. So, trying to see what I can hit y'all with. Is anybody new or old dealing with any type of issues or have any questions, comments, or concerns? You know, this is the best time to do it. Best time to ask.
Here's my question. By dealing with a lot of idiots in this situation, period. I'm talking about in the feds as in the federal system as well as on the street. to go through the different paperworks and then, what to file, what not to file, how to file, what not to file. Because what I'm learning more and more, and I could be wrong, that like listening to a lot of people is really getting on my nerves because everybody got a different twist to what they're saying. And how I gravitated to you is because, you remind me of my homie from the feds and the way you be talking, and you just said some more crazy out your mouth and just said, I was like, that's what I'm talking about. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it got to be real. It can't be fake. Like, yo, Mike, thank you. So my thing is filing the actual paperwork because I already authenticated my birth certificate on the state level. I just sent it to the federal system now. It should be back. I just got the green card back from the Department of State Department. So I'll wait for that to come back now.
Okay.
So the next thing is what's the next? I mean, I sent you a personal email in the group, but I was talking about the things that I had already filed. But then I must be missing some other paperwork. Somebody had some fast track information that they had, and I compared the two, and I was lacking in that division of what is the solid package that needed to go in.
Was you? I mean, as far as your whole intention, are you in it? Are you pretty much out here you just solo and independently? Are you looking? Are you a member of ANPC yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, what happened was the sister's my partner. She is.
Okay.
Cause she be on here too. Like that's we've been rocking for like 5-6 years now on this.
Okay. So is that your intention?
Of course.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I've been in the system, so I mean, I ain't got. See, I'm like you. I'm a Geronimo. I don't really care about all the coming to the crib, the black suit. That stuff don't mean nothing to me. That's habit.
Well, I asked that so I can know how best to answer your question as far as
Got you.
What my opinion is as far as what you probably should look into next.
Right.
Since your intention is to become a member of ANPC and go the whole American National way, I recommend you just the next step you take that prep course.
Okay.
And then,
now, where's the prep course located at?
If you click on when you go to the Hellraiser Legacy version 3,
yeah,
you'll see a logo on the side right next to the Hellraiser Legacy logo. It's
okay.
If you click on that takes you right to the ANPC website.
Oh, I know. I seen that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and when you can take your time to look through that open information. Then whenever you're ready, click the tab that says become a member.
Okay. I'll do that.
And once you do that, I recommend that first.
Okay.
And then you go off and get your identifications and stuff like that. And then once you get more accustomed, you have some conferences up under your belt. You can better organize your study and prioritize your study, because I don't want to put you in a situation where you're comparing the two that don't compare or mixing and matching information processes.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I'm here. That's why I came here, because I mean, I'm gonna deal with the one process. I'm not gonna deal Yusuf L. You got now I do say the board Vault. It's a thing called Vault on the internet, on YouTube. They give up sound information, but then you got some people that don't authenticate. And I'm just tired of going back and forth. Let's just get to the point, because that's the problem. That's why a lot of people are not doing this, because there's so many mixed information out there. It's basically the propaganda move again.
Yep. See, even though it's like this, it's like right now. I just try to get people to a comfort zone where where you got the foundation set.
Right.
Once you got your foundation set, then you're in a more safer situation or position to explore other materials and stuff like that.
Right.
And once your foundation is set, you'll know once you retrieve other information or see other things, you'll better know how to implement it inside what you're already doing. It's like you'll know what applies and what doesn't. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So still do what you're doing. Like I said, I'm gonna be feeding information every week. So you still it's like you still at the table. Just keep eating.
Exactly.
And while you building your foundation, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And everything is gonna come. Everything is gonna come. Mm-hmm.
Got you. And then trying to decipher from the nonsense that you learned in prison. So it's a different thing here. I understand now.
Yeah, it just a lot of things are out of date too.
which is true. Because
Yeah.
even though authenticating on the birth certificate, a lot of cats on the feds, because I came from the feds, I went to the state and they let me out. I mean, I maxed all that stuff out of it. And that's when I knew it was time to make my move on what I'm doing now. That way, because I don't need nobody having no more lean positions over me no more. I'm done with that. I need the total first lean position on myself, point blank. And see, that's how it all made. I'm gonna be real with you. It made sense to me when I came to your group. There's a paper in there that you put the seals in there, the ones that you put in there, the seals. I seen them. I was like, hey, what is this for? And then I went to another piece of paper that says seal, but underneath it says notary. A notary seal is unacceptable. So when I seen that, then I knew right then and there this was the real thing right here. That's why I'm here. I knew right then and there because I know banking law, I know trust law. I mean, I studied law in jail because I was fighting my cases to the Superior Court, Supreme Court, the whole 9 yards. So briefs, non-pro, all that stuff, I'm applying that. It's applicable to me. So just learning the facts and stages to go. Like now, I study subjects for value, how to study different phases to go through. Ain't nothing no different than sitting in the cell at the joint for the 12 years I did and reading and reading and reading. So it's a blessing.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, we're our focus. I feel like we need to have a generalized understanding of all these different things, but our prime focus as far as law is concerned
Right.
is geared towards the covenant law, trust law, then contract law, et cetera, et cetera. You know, because still at the end of the day, everything still revolves around some sort of contract. At some point, in some part, where we actually gave consent to contract. So that's the problem that we have.
Right.
So the main thing, as everybody's ingesting and digesting this information, I just try to make sure everybody has the proper mind frame to be able to have the proper perception, and so they get the concept. Because once you get the concept, you know that's all you need. Because it's so much information. Even if you read, if you acquiring the right information, there's so much information to process, and then first to process, and then to actually be able to securely apply to different situations in your life. Because that's a whole nother. I mean, so if you just focus on understanding the concept, you can more so move on it. It's like once you see the end game, it gets real. It gets real fun. Like right now, my life's getting real fun because it's like when you see the BS, it's like when you see it's like they playing chess. The system is playing chess all around, and the systems agencies are playing chess. So as long as we stop playing checkers and stop getting distracted by all the illusions, and first of all, what I realized is the solution to every problem is actually quite simple. So meaning that all the information that we acquire, we have to know how to dissect it and to break it down to its lowest terms, like a mathematical equation. So we have to break it down to its lowest terms, and that's when we find the simplest but most powerful answer. That's like guaranteed. I'm learning this like more and more as I proceed and start acting on the stuff that I already know. So once we acquire, so we got a lot of people that read a lot of books. They're like, oh, I read this, I read this, I read that, but still don't have any success because they've drowned themselves in information. So they don't know what part of the information they even pull out. But they can regurgitate the whole chapter. I can't recite the whole chapter. I ain't gonna lie. But I'm gonna know what chapter I need to look at depending on the situation. I think. Well, I mean, all I do is organize things in my head to know where the information is, where to look. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so much going. It's like nobody's situation is the same. Everybody's situation is uniquely different. Everybody is in a different status equation. Starting off with that situation, so different things may apply, may not apply. It's just so many different dynamics for anybody to tell you anything is like an absolute definite all the time. So if that one thing is not always a definite, we always gotta have a plan A, B, and C, which is the reason why we need a plan A, B, and C. Right now I'm personally just plan playing ball with them in their own court, literally. You know, I'm realizing, you know, it's a bunch of, they have a lot of weak points in there. It's like they only have one strong point.
Right.
And if you shut that down, it's like they don't know how to act. They can't function. You know, it's like, man, and when you witness them breaking down, you look at them in their face, you're like, wow. You be like, you looking like, wow, you really can't move right now. Like straight, like literally, man. But it's just, I've been having some funny experiences in court. It's funny just dealing with these people, just realizing exactly who they are, and it's the best way I can categorize these officials is because I have certain friends and had certain friends like this where it's like you know a person like they your brother, you'll see like you know them, but a new person that come around, they might not know this person like you do. So, but the perception that the outside world, the people that don't know this person, is that oh he's big and he's bad and he'll knock you out, he'll beat you up, he'll defeat you, right? So, but you're telling people like he ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or just like you go in somebody's house and they have a pit bull and a wolf. You know, just like, and I use the word wolf because my uncle has a wolf, and I had to really sleep next to the wolf. And I have to trust the fact that my uncle said this wolf is not gonna eat me while I'm asleep. But once I got to understand the wolf and know the wolf, I realized he doesn't look to harm me in any type of way, form, or fashion. But the thing is that even the most vicious pit bulls that do have a hard bite just as much as a bark, you still gotta know the proper command words, right? Because the no matter how vicious that beast or that beast is, regardless if he'll eat you alive, he still is gonna follow the rules and commands of his master, right? So once we go into these and deal with these people in general, whether in court or outside of court, we gotta know how to put ourselves back into our master positions, you know, and by saying the proper commands at the proper times, the proper ways, because if we don't, we waived our rights to be the commander and the master. So they have nothing left but to pick up that torch and hold it over us now, you know, because we submitted up under their authority. You know, they said, "Do you understand?" And we said, "Yeah," because we thought we didn't hear the actual question. The actual that wasn't the question, even though you see what I mean. It's as simple, but it's as serious as that. Do you understand? We automatically, a program say yes. Oh yeah, thank you for admitting and consenting to my authority. Now we may proceed. You know, police officers, judges, courts, all these people, notice how they cannot proceed until you answer a particular question first.
Exactly.
So that first question, the games start, the games begin. That's your notice of consent or non-acceptance verbally. And everything is for the record and on the record. Because they recording right now. Just like we should be recording every time we interact with them. You know, because they put us back in a situation where it's their word against ours. You know, the most important thing we got to understand outside of if we just restructure and program ourselves the way we deal with things initially, a lot of the things that we're trying to figure out with these processes won't even be needed because we already know we came in the game correctly. You know, we started the contract reserving our rights within the contract. You know, so it's no going back trying to clean up what we slipped up on. You know, so you already know what your intention is. If you plan on accepting that for value later, you know you need to have some type of control or rights within that contract, or you should to make the process easier for you. So how are we signing these contracts? We sign contracts all the time, and agree to things all the time. You know, and then once we start getting good at this stuff, we got to start going further and further underground. Like eventually, I'm gonna be doing fewer and fewer videos on YouTube and all that. I didn't put out enough. I didn't put out enough trails and left a long enough trail for somebody that's really paying attention to find their way to the promised land, or whatever you want to call it. You know, I don't have to keep on saying the same thing all over again. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking for people that, in order to survive, you have to have common sense. And you have to be able to judge things appropriately. You have to know how to identify, separate these entertainers as opposed to people that's trying to actually show you, you know, accurate information, you know, as it relates to whatever you're trying to do. You know, I be telling like I can't keep up with all these videos and just constantly saying the same stuff over and over again, just for hoops and giggles, you know. But it's people out there that'll do that for you. So I tell people just stay over there with them, but don't bring that stuff over here because hey, that ain't got nothing to do with this over here. People, the world revolves around assumptions and presumptions. That's how the law works. That's how the courts work. Everybody assumes some stuff. It's a bad thing to assume some stuff as it relates to other people's processes because what we do over here, I haven't seen not one group that, first of all, our paperwork is not all over the place. The processes are highly protected. You know, so you just can't stuff is not gonna pop up on Facebook and stuff like that nowhere. You know, which should be of value to a person that actually comes and finds this group and the particular information that we put out there. You know, because it's not out there and been used and abused and you know all over the place. Some things do still apply. You know, some things just don't. So we're trying to work hard to try to stay on that front line to determine what's accurate, what's not accurate anymore, and what's changing within the system. Because another thing we got to understand is like I don't recommend this being an individual journey because you have to either it's gonna be yourself or somebody or a fleet of people, hopefully an army, a nation of people need to be have divisions on the front line that strictly focus on reporting back to base when something in the system has been changed. You know, that's just like in the Matrix when they seen the black cat, and Neo was like, "What's that?" Trinity was like, "It's a black cat." That means they changed something in the Matrix. So anytime we see that black cat or we smell that black cat, we need to know what has changed, so we can reorganize and reapply. That's half the battle right there.
Well, I tell you what I like about the group that you do have there is the way that it's structured. Number one, it's like a Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and you know some other Gmail all in one. I think that was a very clever concept there. But I also like the way that because you know some people be putting out so much information. It's like a bundle. It's like a pile of stuff, and then you put out something called the Straw Man. It was one page, and it was very comprehensive, and it's very good. Because sometimes people dance around the mulberry bush just to, you know, bedazzle you and keep you in this funk or something. And I be cussing these dudes out. So I mean, I don't have tolerance for the nonsense. I need to know what's going on. Now I spent all my life in prison. I'm home now. I'm trying to get to the next level now.
Absolutely.
You know, and that's why I take that.
Absolutely. I mean, we working hard. We're working hard on so many different levels, and we acknowledge the fact that, you know, it's a lot of things that we've understood, figured out, accomplished, but there's so much work to be done, so many things to be established, and we have to always understand that hey, we're still understaffed. You know, we're outnumbered. We need the people to get this stuff. We need the people to understand this information. You know, only a retarded fool would not get that concept. And the retarded fools are the people that get full of themselves and think they are all and the end all of everything. You know,
Right.
I have all the answers and the solutions you need. Come buy my secured party creditor package today
That shit's crazy.
for $1,500, and here goes
Yeah.
the zip file. And yeah, and that's it. This is not no quick fix to nothing. This is a lifetime decision that people have to. That's what have to come in the door realizing that. Don't run in talking about, hey, I gotta hurry up pay my car note. Let me get that affidavit. No.
Right.
Hold on. Slow down. Breathe. Okay. When is it due? It was due last month. You might want to go pay it because nothing is due for you right now. And people need to start being honest to these people. Start telling them that they can pay their bills and stuff like that. It doesn't work like that. You have to have time to apply processes. That disrespects the process right there. Not having time for the process. You know.
Well, I definitely feel you and understand what you said about going underground, because I would say some things that I won't say it on. I don't do all that over the airways, but I mean, I'm completely on a lot of stuff, but I understand also about going underground as well, because I know a lot of other people who are scared party, and I never heard from him again. I mean, my man told me he went underground. I ain't seen him. I mean, I seen, but he ain't doing no talking. You see him in everything you can see him in. He got the cars, but he will not talk about nothing. We work at. I work for. He told me he worked for Scott Papers and everything. I said, man, you don't work with no damn Scott Papers, man. He said, I gotta tell him something, baby. But he been trying to pull me with in the federal system the same way. Come on in, man. Man, get out of here with that now. I ain't trying to hear that. But I studied it in there. But then when I first heard you speak, I was just gonna keep it. I mean, I heard Atom too. Atom, the brother from out. Now he was sharp too, and they were sitting in the mansion, and then dude was talking. You see, when it first comes on, it seemed like they sitting somewhere like in a cafe or something. Then he turns his camera like this here, but the way he was speaking and the things that he was saying, I said, okay, this is right. But when I seen your thing, because they said, man, check out Hellraise, because I had talked to don't get me. I like Yusuf L. You know what I mean? But Yusuf L. remind me of my old heads in the penitentiary. They always gonna cuss you out when you make a mistake. I mean, that's just how it go. And I understand it, but you have to have some type of finesse, because the reason why a lot of people don't want this or they're not going to get it, they don't understand it. They don't even understand themselves. So not to understand themselves, they're not going to understand this existence process here. That's what I do know.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate everybody that devotes their time to enlighten the people with this information and to share this information, because it's actually, in my opinion, it's a sin to not share this information if you obtain it. So I'm not gonna ever be one of them guys that, I don't talk and I don't say nothing. I'm just gonna completely disappear.
Right.
If I do, I'll be back up under a different. You'll know, if you know me, you'll know it's me.
Right.
Just like because I know how to balance the two worlds, but I'm never gonna do that, because people need to see examples and people actually living the lifestyle and committed to it, and they need to see these people. I can't or find some type of way to share the information. You shouldn't hold the information at all. The information is not mine. It's not meant for us to keep to ourselves.
Right.
It's meant to share across the globe. So that's the only way that we're gonna raise the vibration of the world, is by enlightening the people.
Imagine having a parent that you feel like have all the information and they not even opening their mouth. Your own parent probably. That'll probably blow you away, dog. Your own pops, like.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you like this: don't ever expect your parents to get this. If they do, give them a high five.
Because I ain't saying I expect them to get it, but I'm saying imagine if you was to figure out, being able to interpret the messages that everybody have online and then put everything together in your head and see, man, my own daddy been on this, and he even still to this day won't say a word about nothing, you know what I'm saying, about nothing to me, and I'm his own son, you know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta figure it out on my own. Like, that's that type of shit.
Yeah, now that's kind of weird. That's a weird story right there. That's weird. That's awkward.
Man, that's real talk.
Well, can I say this here, though, for that? And not in defense of it, but back, I don't know how old your father is. Like, I'm almost 50. some of them old school players, they was under a different type of mindset. So sometimes they don't want to share with stuff because they think the young boys are going to tear it up.
I know that too. I figured that one of his best friends or whatever who did like 2 years in the feds, and he just popped up out of nowhere. I never even saw this. And my spirit took me to this way of thinking and realizing I'm able to put it together that my daddy been on this since I was little, man. He still to right now. That boy not talking about nothing. I'm not asking him about nothing either, but I know he not talking about nothing.
Mm.
It's so see, don't have whatever the situation is with family, friends in general.
Yeah.
While you on your mission, you can't even worry about them. You know what I'm saying? What they think about it, you just have to do it. Because one thing's for sure, once you figure this stuff out, and once you start living it, you're gonna get their attention. I guarantee.
Yeah, I already know it. I already know that,
guarantee
man.
you
But
that.
I ain't even about that. But I already
That's
know
a
that.
fact. Yeah. So
Well, I mean, I see how y'all. I mean, the living part of it. I mean, I know people who doing it. I was hard headed. You feel me? I'm thinking, me and the bank have something in common. So I figured that was my homie until they smacked me all that time. So I said, it's got to be a change of plan here. You know what I'm saying to you? And that's how I go. But I mean, I see a lot of brothers doing it right now in the streets. Now, I know a lot of brothers in jail who doing it that's crazy as hell. If you want, I mean, I heard you say some things before, some of the tapes that you did, videos you done. But if you heard some of the shit they be saying in jail, you'll lose your damn mind. You'll lose your mind. You teaching people. You be like, man, did you just say that? Like, like they took the warden's house in jail. They put a lien on his house and took his house, and they banned the UCC inside the jail now. Now I asked the dude, now what the hell was the point of you taking that man's house and your ass got life in jail? I just wanted to do it. And it made no sense. No, but this is the mentality inside the prison. So now you see where I'm coming from. I come home, I'm listening to different things. I'm like, I ain't dealing with that, man. Then when I met you, when I seen you, and I seen them 2 documents cleared my whole perception of what's going on of it. That seal that you seen, that you said, but when it says a notary seal is not accepted, that means that a notary seal can go anywhere. I mean, listen, I done filed many motions, many briefs to the courts, and everywhere, and I notarize a lot of stuff. So I know that notaries accept anywhere, but when you say it's not acceptable, that means this thing is much more higher than you can ever believe. I believe in it. I know it works.
You talking about that particular doc? Yeah.
That one particular,
because it's fully private.
Exactly.
Private.
Exactly.
So we can't involve their court officers in that particular document. But of course, on the other side of things, to deal with certain public issues, we use them to our advantage. We use our notaries.
Right.
3 notary signatures can overthrow judges. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So hey, I mean, hey, we got to use both sides. You got, but you just
as far as notaries, so like what exactly notaries could do a lot of stuff, man. I know, but that's the only thing that I did. That's the only step that I took so far. And I just received notification that they took my application, and yesterday that they received it at the state. I'm out here in Washington State, so I should be.
You in Washington State? You can walk straight to the. Well, you don't want to do that though, but still.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't walk past I didn't live like 2 blocks from Secretary of State actual building. Like I'm talking about walking distance. All that's like within minutes from where I'm at, dog. I know out here is a lot of laws and stuff that's in their favor because of the community out here. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a lot of weird laws, and it's like way easier. Everything is legal out here. It's set up for them to win because it's all they people out here. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still not finna just crash out and just go running in there head first. Like, like just because I know it's good, I'm still real skeptical and real careful and program my mind to know this process and know this information regularly before I even much put their eyes on me on their radar in any kind of way. The only step I took forward was becoming a notary or whatever, which I should be a notary within the state within like 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully, man.
Oh yeah, good stuff. Yeah, I did my notary about 2 months ago.
Okay. All right. What is that? The notary? I'm lost there.
To notarize documents.
Oh, you did your own notary.
Mm-hmm.
Now that piece of paper you share with all the stamps on it, that's where you order from?
No. That's completely different. I was just, I went through the general process of becoming a state notary. Now, for the record, I didn't do mine with any. I didn't use a social security number or driver's license.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
I have my notary certification completely private.
Right. Well, I'm in Pennsylvania, Washington, Pennsylvania right now. So I'm trying to find out that type of process because that's really real right there.
I wish I would have known how to
Yeah,
do that, man.
little stuff to have up under the belt. You know what I'm saying? Because hey, I know if you notarize as many documents as we do, that stuff adds up.
Exactly. So I think I'm gonna go through that. I'm gonna go through that process in a minute and get that done as well.
Yo, Chris, what's up? Can you talk? See if his
Yes,
audio
I'm
is up.
here. Can you
No,
hear me?
No, I was talking about Chris Woodley. Chris
Yo,
Woodley.
what's up? Can you hear me?
What's up, bro? Yeah, you say he say you on the Hellraiser Legacy version 3.
Yeah, no. Well, look, I had a question on the AMPC on the packages, right? You know how they have certain applications that you fill out that you have to email to them. Some of
Right.
them are dated. Some of them are dated 2017. I wanted to know if we could get some updated ones, or if would they fix that on their end when filling out the application?
Well, send an email for whatever application you're in question that has that 2017 on it, and
Yeah, I
we'll
mean, I'm looking right now. Right now, I'm trying to get the 9/8 number to open up the trust, and on that application, right
okay.
there on that application specifically, it does say 2017. So you know what I
Oh,
mean. I
yeah,
want to make sure that it.
just just email ANPC at npcorders@gmail.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
for sure. Got you, bro. Good looking.
What else up, bro? So how you liking that new platform?
Oh man, it's good, man. Like I put in the chat, man. The study material on there is really good. You know what I mean? And if anybody who does have a lot of questions, even for the people who are beginners in this knowledge, definitely go over there because it'll take you from start to finish. For the beginners, the advanced, you know what I mean? The people that's been doing it for a while, like it just covers everything, man. So for those of you that are new to some of this knowledge, I definitely encourage you guys to go on the Hellraiser version 3 because it's very informative, and a lot of it breaks it down to the T to where it can make sense to you. So, don't be afraid to go up on there. It's real accessible, it's real easy. Like my man Alan said, it's kind of like Facebook and all the social media things put in one. So it's easy to navigate through. Like me, I'm on there almost every day, 3-4
Yes,
o'clock in the morning.
that's right.
That's my that's, that's my study time right there, and they got books that you can read on there to reference some of the documents that's on there. So it's very resourceful. So like I said, I definitely encourage you guys to go check that out for sure, and become a member of that.
Definitely. Yeah, just like man, I don't know how many more people got to say that. It's like literally, I'm saying I'm giving y'all my testimony, even though I built it. I'm learning
Right.
how which what I need people to understand is that I'm just one person. All the stuff that
Mhm.
there's gonna be some stuff that y'all might be like, man, that one document, man, and you say, I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're talking about. There's some stuff I don't know. I haven't went through all this stuff. It's too much information. When
Right.
I'm dumping everything I've ever acquired. All the stuff is going in the network. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
it's been so much information, and and I haven't had a sophisticated enough system to be able to organize enough for me to, because I'll forget I didn't have some stuff and then lose track and put it into different folders. So that the power of that search engine. Now I can go back and search and reflect on all the stuff I had before, and because I'm able to
Yeah,
accept.
and see that, yeah, and that's another thing too. Like with a lot of websites that have like other websites that kind of have certain information, they don't have it categorized how you got it set up on the Hellraiser Legacy, version 3. So that's another thing that helps too, because some people specifically want to aim in on one category, and you set it up to be able to do it that way. So like that's another thing that I really really like about it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like anything pertaining to a particular thing that you're trying to get information on, you could just read up on all those things pertaining to that one thing, look up all the affidavits, documents, books, the MP3 feeds, YouTube videos, all that stuff will be there. It's like online schooling if you really think about it. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
like that's that's what's really helpful. Like I'm glad that you made that move. Or I'm glad just how the universe worked and just made all that happen, man. It's good, man. It's real good.
Yeah. The first, I'm not gonna lie. The first time, like I said, it's so many golden nuggets that I'm retrieving already just on re-uploading all this information. It's crazy, But that
Right.
we actually starting to implement and apply to different things that's going on right now. But even a few months ago, when I realized I might have to get rid of the old network, I was telling people like I was going through like a stage of limbo, like everything is symbolic and has a metaphysical a meaning behind it. So it's like I was
For
going through a
sure.
state of limbo where it's like like Neo was in the Matrix 3 when he was stuck in the train station, and the little girl was like,
Mm-hmm.
what are you doing here? He's like I don't know, I'm trying to get out, he's like trying to figure out what does he do next. And then, like literally, while I was in it, because I was stuck on the Matrix 3 that time, kind of meditating on stuff about 3 days. Everything was going to in degrees of three, you know. So
Right.
I think on that third day, I got that email talking about the network. They was like, yo, yeah, you're on version 1. The only way you can get to version 3, level 3, is to skip level 2. So I couldn't even upgrade to 2 to upgrade to 3. I had to get rid of everything and just start completely over. I'm like, I don't know about that. Then I was forced to do it a couple weeks ago. So, but I'm glad I didn't
Man,
know
that's
I didn't know where I was gonna go. I didn't know where I was gonna go until before I made my trip to Houston, and then I got most of the work done at the airport when I was stuck. But I didn't know what, because all these other platforms like bogus, weak. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
right.
I'm like I some like out the blue, I just came across a new network provider, and I'm like, dude, this is it. So that was that, man.
Man, talk about leveling up, man. That's the that's
V3.
leveling up right there at its finest.
V3. I know, and the last network had a lot of agents and trolls. I know that was just sitting there absorbing information.
Right.
So I'm glad I was
Right.
able to take out the trash. Those who were truly members of the family and the whole movement, they'll be back home to get their new keys. If not,
Right.
I mean, hey, man, I don't, man. One thing about me, if it was about anything outside of just providing the best platform and network for the people, this wouldn't be. I would just be soaking up a lot of money on selling people packages and stuff, you
Yeah.
know,
Sure.
right? But
Sure, man.
so, man, I'm like I said, I'm excited. I wish I could pay somebody to upload this information, but the problem is, I don't know. It's hard because I gotta categorize every document, every audio, every video. So it's like I feel comfortable just doing it myself now. But hopefully somebody else can do that, or I can have a team of people uploading stuff. Now, you guys can upload stuff too. I don't know if I'm gonna cut that off eventually, but uh, yeah, actually I think I'm gonna shut that off because I don't want people to upload stuff that's already been uploaded. That's another
Mm.
thing. you know. So I just to
Yeah,
avoid that.
that makes sense. That
Yeah.
makes
Yeah.
sense. Or you like, ain't no telling where other people get their information from too, which could possibly be misleading. And you don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to put that along with the information that you already have. That's, you know what I mean? That's somewhat solid. You know what I mean?
Now,
So
now
you know what I
notice,
mean? It's kind of.
this is just like I said, this is just like an institution, except it's not institutionalized, but it's
Mhm.
it's so it's just a wealth of information. Some of it relevant, some of it not. Some of it, you see what I mean? It's still you still have to take your own conscious mind to just sweep through everything and pull out what your mind and your spirit calls to you. And just do it like that. Like if it's a certain document you guys pull out and you want to reflect on it, we can the next meetings we have, that's the time to bring that stuff. Like, man, I dug this up. What you guys think about this? And then we can better determine how it applies if it doesn't apply to what we're ultimately trying to do. Will it hurt us? Will it affect us and stuff like that?
Right.
This platform, like for the record, this platform is not this is not a situation where you have these master teachers and gurus, we're feeding you with all the information that we've look. It's only a certain amount of information that we can even obtain in our brain that went for one person. It's like some of this stuff, like I said, I don't know. I haven't read some of this stuff. Nothing in there is 100%. You can't say anything is 100%. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's information. So it's like you go to the library, it's a million books in it. I don't mean every book don't apply to your life. It may be one concept you pull out of one piece of material, and that's all that book was meant for you, just to get that one piece, and that's it. So the power of that search engine puts us in a powerful situation. We can easily search for material and dissect it quickly so we can move on, and so we'll be stuck on this materials. But anytime y'all come up with some stuff, and y'all have any type, like Chris, I think you was on Facebook the other day, like, coming up with your own concepts. Like, well, if the post office is a bank, then I'm like, that's exactly the mind frame we have to be in.
Yeah, for sure.
Somebody had to come up with these concepts. So you brainstorm. That's the whole point, is to strike nerves in your brain.
Right.
It's to open up.
It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, because that day it just hit me like a ton of bricks, right? I'm just sitting there because I'm going over my notes and stuff. I remember you and me, we had spoke about the postal money orders before in the past, and the other brother, John Davis, and I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, well, if it is backed by gold, and you got a postal money order for whatever dollar amount it may be, and then placed it in a trust. When you place things in a trust, it goes from one jurisdiction to another. Now it's private, and it's considered yours. Okay, now is that considered an asset now to that trust? So you know what I mean, to where if if you wanted to, let's say, go for a loan or whatever the case may be, it would be looked at as gold instead of, what I mean? Money, you know what I'm saying? So like I was, it really hit me, and I'm like, man, that it makes a lot of sense at the same time too, especially with all the information that's behind it. Like, and if you know how trust works, and the how the post office works, and how the postal money orders, the whole history behind those, you would think the same thing too. Like, man, that makes a lot of sense right there. So yeah, man, that hit me, and I'm like, whoa. That's why I posted it. I posted it on Facebook. I posted it on the Hellraiser Legacy 3 too. And it's like, okay, yeah, it makes a lot of sense to a lot of people, for people who know about those certain things. And then it also went back to the video you did on YouTube, which is also on the Hellraiser Legacy version 3. If y'all want any more information on that, go check that out on there as well. And it, break it down. He'll break it down for you a little bit more, to where you kind of get on what we talking about. But yeah, man, like that happens to me daily, man. You know what I mean? I'm brainstorming all the time, just trying to think about how certain things can make sense and put bits and pieces together. Because like you said, everybody's situation is different, and there is no 1, 2, 3, 4 process for each person.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is tailored to go about it their own certain ways. You know what I mean?
And
so
we can't depend on the next person or everybody else to come up with these brilliant concepts. Somebody sat down and came up, be like, you know what? You're like, if this is a bank, and this is so now you start thinking that, and that's what the information. That's how we're supposed to allow the information to trigger us to be able to develop concepts and understand the generalized concepts in order to create new ones. within a certain situation. So
Right.
if we put ourselves in the mind frame of constantly remembering, no matter how they want us to perceive it, the post office is a central bank, you know, or an international central
Right.
bank. The courts, each
Right.
courthouse is a bank, you know. So now if you start, so now like do like exercises with ourselves, like do a drawing board, draw up these different banks, and now instead of calling these people at the post office whatever they call themselves, now we start putting bank positions on, bank titles on them. You know, this you're the clerk,
Right.
you're the you know what I'm saying? And now we could sit back and look at it. We'll be able to identify the system a lot more as far as how they transact between
Hey,
between people.
it's crazy because I was in the post office the other day sending out. I'm getting my son's birth certificate authenticated, right? And I walked inside the post office, and as I'm standing in line, I don't know if you guys pay attention. If whenever you guys go into the post office, they don't refer to their employees as employees. They refer to them as agents.
Hmm.
If and it specifically says that on there. It says stand right here in line and wait for the next agent to call you. So like, you know what I mean? Just paying attention to little details like that will broaden your mind more to be like, okay, well, why are they referring to them as an agent if they're just simply an employee? That's because the post office is a bank. That's the reason why they refer to them as that. And certain transactions that you do with the post office is you know what I mean? They're transactions. It's like, you would have to dig deep for more logistics on it, but that's what it is. You pay attention to detail, small things like that. You know what I mean? You'll start opening up more to see, you know, what goes on more behind the scenes, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, absolutely. I
Makes
mean,
all the sense in the world.
an,
Yeah.
another thing I think everybody should try to pay closer attention to is our everyday transactions. Meaning, if we go to the store, whether it's buying a stick of gum or putting 20 on pump five, like pay attention to the transactions when we're dealing with this cash and this, especially this debit and credit. You know, the because everything has to go in threes or go back full circle. Well, it should at least, but they end up leaving the remaining debt on the person. Like, have you noticed how a waiter or somebody will chase you out the room, chase you, run after you once you leave out of the restaurant to make sure they get your signature after you pay for something with a debit card. Like it's like they have to have that signature or they'll be held liable for that particular transaction.
Mm,
Like why is it they need that signature so bad for for credit and not debit?
right.
Hmm.
Well,
Right? They
that's
told us right there. Why did they need our signature? So because the debit is like our cash already, because it's pulling straight from a cash account. But why did they need our signature so bad for
Right.
our credit account? Well, what are they doing with that receipt?
Right.
they're actually doing. I
Man.
My personal thing is that they're actually monetizing in security process because your signature gives them the to actually turn it into a bond to monetize your signature on that
Yeah,
particular piece of paper.
yeah, because that receipt has a receipt number. That's the bond number.
Exactly.
So
Right.
that's
Right.
all they
It's just
so
it's
we just signed off on it.
yeah.
Another promise to pay.
Yeah.
It's like we exchange one for the other, one for the other. See, another thing I was thinking about too, brainstorming as far as what a dollar bill is. Even though that $1 bill is supposed to take care of all debts, both private and public, and the dollar bill has the public side and the private side. Now I'm thinking, okay, each dollar bill also has a bond number on it. So if
Right.
so this is a bond and a note, a promissory note, in all actuality. And I remember even the other Chris said she found a dollar bill that had one of her kids' birth certificate numbers on it.
Wow. That's
So
Wow.
hard.
when she said that actually made me think like with that concept, so is it possible that when every person is born, that creates a new $1 bill? Because only really the $1 bill is supposed to take care of all debts, both private and public. That's the
Right.
one. That's the first. That's the contract. So are they waiting for every? Is it one being produced per birth certificate? And that, so are these considered sub bonds off the master bond, which is the birth certificate? And then so that sub bond,
that's a
you know
great
what I'm saying?
question.
And that sub bond,
For sure.
is also acting as a performance bond. And why is it a performance bond? Because it took us to perform that in order to make that dollar bill. Somebody had to go to work and perform to make that dollar bill. And then they produce a check. They produce a check. And actually checks are lawful money.
I like that.
Right.
All these
Yeah, that's
performance
deep right
bonds.
there. That's real deep.
So that go back to the post.
Man, you gonna start making.
Huh?
Oh yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk more about that, man.
Because all these things, everything revolves around a bond. Everything is a bond. Everything is a bond in some way, form, or fashion.
Right.
So it's clear. It's a fact. It's a fact that we think about it and consider what the definition of a performance bond. Meaning something that person is going to perform in order to pay or to transact. This dollar bill is not going to stay in the same spot. It's going to transact along the day it was created. It was created to perform and to be handed down to the people per performance. So we talk about the postal money orders. Now we look at that, the post office as being a bank. We look at that postal money order a little different now. Now our mind would identify that there's actually an account and a route number on the damn postal
money order.
Right.
But we didn't notice that when it was called
just like a
money
check.
order. It is a check. That's exactly what it
Right.
is. It has an account and route number. So then you were like,
right.
So, damn, what's the name of the bank? The post office. You know what I'm saying? That's the name of the bank. So okay. So now if they just gave you a certificate or whatever you want to call it that has an account and a route number, like damn, can we make an electronic transaction with these? I'm not saying do it, but I'm just saying.
Right.
All we need to make electronic transactions is account number, route number, right? Now who owns this account? Because usually each individual person has an account number tied to that bank, which has its own individual route number to that bank.
Federal Reserve owning
all the account numbers. Now I remember I said on the video, I still wanted to try that. Go get $1,000 money order, put a lien on it on the UCC, then create a bond out of it, and then go back and get my cash back.
Hey, I heard that was the old school way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was the old school way to do it, man. I spoke to a couple of people who said that they done it, and I've read up on some stuff like that. I heard that's how a couple of people bought houses, cars, stuff like that, man. It's just you just got to know how to go about it the right way, because you got to be real efficient when you do things like that, because any wrong move can harm you drastically. So that's the thing. That's the thing with a lot of, especially with a lot of administrative processes. Little things, because that's how they set it up. Like they did set it up with loopholes and with remedy, but they keep that information away from us because they don't want us using it. But once we find out about these loopholes and the remedies, they're gonna do everything they can to stop us from getting remedy.
Right. We gotta do that perfect. We gotta do it perfect, or they gonna nail
Right. Right. So it's like gotta be on point with the stuff.
Yep. Those are the cons on dealing with that. And the main thing is because we're dealing with their instrument. You see what I mean? Now,
right.
That's why our main focus is on perfecting our own instrument. You see what I mean? Now, every right. Our own bonds backed by our own money. Period. What liability is on that? No liability. There's no risk involved in that because it's ours. It's our property. So but that's just critically thinking and just throwing stuff out there. Just deal with my curiosity. But
yeah, that's what I would say too, is the beauty of having silver. You hold the silver in your own hands. It's your own. And what liability, how are they going to, okay, so you guys go out there, you're doing all this stuff with the birth certificate, right? And it's not your birth certificate. You don't even realize it. It's not yours, and it never will be. That's why you're saying you have to be so careful, and there's so much liability because you don't own it. But if you own silver in your hands, you hold it in your hands and you have a bond, it is yours. How are they going to prosecute you for using your own
Right.
stuff?
Right. That's perfect. That's perfect sense right there. And Chris, just to clarify, is it 21 pieces of silver or 22?
20 is actually considered what you need to become a freeholder on the land.
Okay.
So 21 is what we get to cover it.
So 21 is just to basically play, just
Now,
to play it safe.
you can get 33 and have them do a 33 bond if you want.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, what's the difference between having 21
Yeah,
pieces?
I mean, I just can't stress enough how important it is.
Okay, so what exactly is the difference to having 21 pieces and having 33 pieces? Is it the bond itself what makes them different?
Chris, I
Well,
think
21 is the minimum, but you can have whatever you want. It's the value. It's just, what was that? What was that? Can you hear me?
yeah, you was freezing up a
Okay,
little bit.
I'm sorry about that. My microphone had got cut off. But what I was asking was, is there a difference in 21 pieces than having 33? Is it the bond that makes them different, or is it kind of like the same thing?
It's the value.
Having. Okay. Well. Okay. I see. Okay. I'm taking notes. right now. So let me make sure I get that right there. Pieces.
So the last valuation, all right, has already been about 2 years ago. The last one was 1 billion per coin is what they told us. And they're pegging it against the public debt. They told us the only thing that stands between the people and the public debt is the pre-1933 silver. Now, if you guys go back and watch Wizard of Oz, the original one. The original one before it came in color. Okay, so Dorothy was taken off of the land of Kansas, and that's very significant because Kansas is the only state that has never been federated. That's our only state. That's the dead center of the United States, the heart of America, it's called. That state has never been federated. It's the only one. So they took the people's feet off the land in Kansas, which is Dorothy, took her to La La Land. She's in the Wizard of Oz, and she's all scared of this big government she's so afraid of. And then the dog Toto goes and pulls the veil down, and it's just a little old frightened man.
Right.
You see?
Right.
So how did she get back home? She had silver slippers. They were silver. And she put the silver together 3 times, the silver slippers, and she brought her feet back on the land of Kansas again. Okay? So the silver actually brings you back to the land. The silver will bring you back to the land as a freeholder on the land.
Got it.
Very, very important.
Yeah, and that brings us also back to our royal capacity.
Right, for sure.
Kings and queens back on the land.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Okay.
Love it when Chris talks.
Who is that, Sam?
What's good, brother?
Boy, hey, this is the first. Hey, there's no way you've been on this call the whole time.
Yeah, I've been on the call. I've been in the back, just listening.
What's going on with you, bro? You way too quiet.
Man, just doing my homework, bro. That's all.
Okay.
Doing my homework, man.
Okay.
Staying busy, man.
Most definitely. Yeah. So, What else?
Yeah, I wanted to ask. So what if owning land, or if you have like land in your family or something like that, like actual land with a allodial title or whatever that's been in a family over 100 years, does that make a difference in any of these processes and everything?
Well, yeah, you want to it's best to put your feet back on the land that's in a family member's name or your name.
Like my grandfather passed away like 2 years ago, and like he have like 30 acres of land that's been in the family for over 100 years from his father or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
I know it's some kind of way that I'm going to have to involve that benefits me in this whole process. I just don't have no clue on how to even go about it. I never confirmed that it even makes a difference. I'm just reading all kind of stuff online and kind of all over the place, you know.
Well, land acquiring land in general is something we should all look into doing.
For
You know,
sure.
because it's all about buying back or acquiring the land back and putting the land back in our possession.
But what if it's already in your possession? Is it a
If
certain way you're supposed to go about it? If it's already existing within your family or something, is it like certain forms or certain things, value that you have or something based on that? Like I know easements and stuff like that is involved in rights to passage and all that type of stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, if the family already owns it, you're already good. So by the time you get to that point, it's as simple as doing it. Literally putting your feet back on the land.
Right.
So the hard part is already done in your case.
Okay, well, the thing here's my question. My question is, was he paying taxes? Was he a taxpayer?
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, the time's gonna be changing soon.
Did he pay taxes on that 30 acres?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No. I mean, I looked online recently or whatever, and I seen that his father passed away at 107 years old. His father had the land, so the land's been in our family. And my grandfather passing away, the assets and stuff and the trust behind the land supposedly I'm supposed to inherit it. Me and my cousin, his only two grandsons, it's supposed to go to us, but I have no clue on how to even go about using that to my advantage. But I know for sure that I have a big advantage by that existing, but I just don't know how to go about it. It's not a normal title. It's supposedly like a title to where they have like corporations all around the land. I actually been there in person before he passed away. And they've been trying to pay him millions and millions of dollars supposedly for years to drill on the land, because all around the land they have drilling sites set up where they've actually found oil and stuff all around it. My grandfather never allowed them to drill anywhere on his land. But I don't even know how to go about even using that.
My question is find out. Okay, so find out if he paid taxes, because here's the deal. When the states became federated, what they did is the feds put a federal lien on every county, on all the land, a hidden lien that you don't know about. So until you can pay off that lien, that land is not, just pay attention to that, because that's the way they take land away from people, is that hidden federal lien. You have to go through the Department of the Interior to get rid of that federal lien. You have to email them or write to them with the land description and everything, and tell them you understand there was a federal lien and that you want to know the amount of it. It's usually not very large, because they put one lien on the whole county and then split it up between the property owners. Okay? So until you get rid of that lien, they still have their hooks in that land, and no matter what you do, they can take it away from you. You have to watch out for that, really watch out for that.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I don't believe he even paid taxes on it, because I know for sure that the way my grandfather, the way he was and the way he lived and stuff, the feds or nobody could touch that land or take that land, and they still can't. Even with him passed away, the way he has everything set up, it can't be accessed by any federal corporation or government or any kind of way. I know this for sure. But I just don't know how can I actually use that to my advantage right now.
Hey, you know what? It might be unincorporated.
It might. I mean, I don't. It might be.
Yeah, he
I know
might be
nobody.
on.
I know nobody can't touch it. I know the feds and nobody has no rights over it. Besides, it's like I can't even do anything with it. I have rights to it, but if I say I wanted to like sell it or cash, I can't do anything to it. Like he has it set up to where it stays in the family no matter what. Like it can't be touched. It's already set up by him before he passed away from his father, and he set it up for like his grandkids or whatever. It's like family land from a long time ago.
Well, maybe it's meant for you to figure it out.
I know. That's what I know it. I'm on top of it though.
Hmm. Yeah, see if it's unincorporated. I think it sounds like it's unincorporated. That's why they can't do nothing.
If it is unincorporated, I mean, what does that exactly mean as far as moving forward? Like, it means that I have
That means
certain
private.
rights.
It's in private. So whatever he put on it, in addition, in general, that piece of land, that area is private. Like you might be in a certain area that be in between cities. Say you have one city right here. It could be the next block is considered technically the next city, but it's that little gap right there. That's unincorporated, which means the states don't own it.
Okay. It's like 30 acres of land, man. It's out in Louisiana, right before you get to Mississippi. It's like it's a big in the country, like man.
You might have a gold mine on your hands.
That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. That's what I know I have on my hands, but I don't know how to use. I know for sure my grandfather been on all of this stuff that I'm working on. It comes from my spirit, from my grandfather. I know my grandfather was the one that even basically hopped within my body and allowed me to see what's going on in the world. I didn't even get to this point from looking on YouTube or running across nobody telling me, hey man, you know, woo, woo, woo. Nobody never told me this, dog. It's just this stuff really literally came to me strictly by spirit. And it caused me to quit my job. Like I walked out of my job when I realized what was going on, and I started feeding into it and I knew I wasn't supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? Then my grandfather, he was a merchant marine for like 30 years, for sure. And my grandfather never worked for nobody my whole life. Like his father, or whatever, had this land in Mississippi or Louisiana. It's in Greensburg, Louisiana, but I know that land, he even died on that land peacefully in his house. He have a house built on the land, but the land is really, really valuable, and I know nobody can't touch it. Like we had our family gone over litigation supposedly for years and years because my grandfather wasn't allowing none of the corporations to cash in on it. Nobody could drill on it or anything. He was telling me last time I talked to him, he didn't want them to lay no kind of pipes down in the ground and mess up the land. They've been trying to drill into the
Shit,
ground.
sounds like you already own it. Sounds like you own it already, brother. Then go put that mug in the trust and claim it. Go claim it.
That's what I don't know. That's what I know. I know I own it. I don't know how to do that. That's what I'm trying to figure out. And the only person that's still alive, his wife is still alive.
Hey, there's a lot of information on a lot of these past conferences. Chris, she actually explained it about that lien and about how to go about it. But once you become bonded and you become a private national, you can open up all your stuff and then claim it, put a claim on it. But once you become an AMPC member all the way and become private and you're bonded, that's just what I'm thinking. And maybe you got to go down to the county and see if they have a deed on it or a tax deed or a tax lien on it.
Yeah. Hey, Chris.
See what type of information.
Chris, what you think about an ag lien getting put on that? I'm thinking an agricultural lien put on there.
Yep, an agricultural lien probably is on.
Yep, and do your own land
The
tax.
agricultural lien.
Yeah,
you can do that.
The Matrix got you breaking up.
For real, they took her feet off the land real quick.
They break you up, Chris.
Bonded. He needs to have he can have it bonded. But also he needs the title. See if he can chain it out.
Okay.
And even the way my grandfather, the way he set his obituary up, I was able to while going through the spiritual journey, dog, I have his obituaries with me. I'm in Washington State, but I haven't been out here that long. I moved out here from Houston like a year ago, but I'm from New Orleans. But I looking on his obituary, he left me as an honorary pallbearer or whatever. And I'm just going through the etymology of all the words and everything, of just the whole funeral arrangement, and realizing what it is that he left. You know what I'm saying? As far as the trust in the land and how everything is set up, and I know that I have rights that it goes to me, but I don't know as far as becoming this a private creditor or whatever. Do I have to inquire this stuff dealing with my grandfather in that process, or can I do this process and still be able to get that situation together when I figure it all the way out?
Yeah, the power is in your hands on that. You know, just keep moving through the spirit, and keep using your grandfather's energy and spirit for your motivation. Keep going. You know, just
Right.
first things first. You know, get your stuff in order, get your ducks in a row. But that's your ultimate. That's one of your ultimate ultimate prizes that you're going to acquire once you figure it out. You know.
Right.
So that's your mission, your project. I wish I had some acres of land with some oil in the bottom of it. I'd be drilling myself. You know?
For real.
And I know for sure, dog. I've been there in person. I know for sure. I didn't seen all of the drilling and set up on the land all around here. Like when I go to his house, him to even go to a corner store, you have to drive for miles. It's nothing around. You know what I'm saying? It might be somebody else that own a house on some land.
Well, you need to go back in history, and how you go back in history is you communicate with all of your, whether it's grandparents or parents, grandparents, the oldest people that's still alive that you can access, that knew your grandfather and stuff like that. Or whoever can give you type of lead to understand what was my grandfather up to, what did he do, what was he really on. Like I used to go to my grandfather.
And that's what I did. Yeah. I did as of yesterday. The only person that I can actually talk to, because how he was always my whole life like kind of lived on his own, isolated from the family. He a real family oriented person, but he always stayed. Him and his wife stayed to themselves, and his wife is my mom. I talked to her yesterday on the phone, but I just talked to her more on like a spiritual level, letting her know how connected I am with him and what's been going on. In other words, and she really know everything going on in the world too, and know, you know what I'm saying, because she's my grandfather's wife. She's been there for years and years. But I didn't even come off just asking her anything dealing with the land or about money and that, because I don't want to give up the impression that I'm calling her for something like that. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just letting her know that everything good and everything that he's connected with me spiritually, and he's navigating me through all of this stuff, all helping me understand and figure all this stuff out by spirit. And that made her feel good alone, but I didn't want to just drop a bomb and be like, well, do y'all own the land, or do have any rights to the land? I don't want to just come off like that.
Well, do this. Just stay focused and shoot me an email, and I might have something that you can use. You know what I'm saying? I haven't used it yet, but I have a whole package dealing with land trust.
Okay, so here's something that I want to show you. If you can see this. Can you see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. My father just sent this to me. This is his land. It's an 8.5 by 14. It's an abstract of title. It shows the chain of title clear from June 13, 1871. The land patent, everybody that's been there since. And somebody's trying to take his land as well, just like that. So he's wanting me to help him with it. He doesn't understand this stuff at all. But check this out. The abstract of title is what you want to get, because it'll show the entire chain and exactly where it is today. So this here is just from the county abstract office, it says. And then when it gets transferred, they give you this. They'll go give you a continuation of abstract of title.
Okay. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a big wad of papers, and there's a lot of it, just the title itself.
And you just called the county and got it? Or went to the county and got it?
Yes, the county abstract office.
Okay.
You have to ask for an abstract of title. I'm sure it's going to be expensive, but you got to do it, see where the chain of title is, because, and also you have to really examine the current title. Because if only the grantor signed off on it, you're not the true owner. You're just a tenant. The grantee has to have signed off on it as well.
Okay.
And on my dad's, he didn't sign off. It was just the grantor. They have it set that way on purpose. So when property is retitled, only the grantor signs off on it. The grantee does not accept it, and the grantee has to sign an acceptance and acknowledgement of deed, or else they're just a tenant, and that's how they get you to pay taxes. So even though this has an alloidal title, it has a land patent, and it shows it on this thing, he's paying taxes because now he's a tenant because he hasn't come forward and claimed as the grantee and accepted that deed or whatever, that new title.
So what if I do figure out that I'm basically still a tenant on it? Is there anything that can change or anything that I'm supposed to do on my behalf, like stepping up or anything, or is just
yeah, absolutely. You need to accept and acknowledge the deed and back it with a bond. Everything is like, it's like Hellraiser said, everything's a bond.
Okay.
So he's going to pull everything under his trust, his foreign trust, and he's going to back it with a bond to protect these corporations, because these corporations are trying to get his property as well. I mean, they've taken all the surrounding properties already, and they're trying to get his farm, which I think is maybe 50 acres or something like that.
That's what they're doing to my grandfather. They've been trying to get his land the whole time he's been alive, and I know this for sure. And I know he had it set up to where it would fall into me and my cousin, his only other grandsons, basically into our power to do something about it. But we never had a conversation about any of these things. But just with him coming to me in spirit, the small things, seeds that he's dropped on me all throughout my life, and especially the last time that I saw him alive, which was on this actual land, he told me just little small things like, you're not nobody in this world unless you own land. I want you to always know that. He told me, and at the moment, I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, but I accepted it because it's my grandfather. You feel what I'm saying? But now he's actually come to my body and spirit and took over my body and showing me what I need to do. So I'm not really just depending on everything I see on YouTube. Like I went and bought a whole bunch of books. I print paper and shit all day, but I haven't actually took these steps because I want to go about it and have everything really, really figured out before I even start doing anything. I don't want to jeopardize this at all. No kind of way to get locked. I've never been locked up. And I know I have to go about this and not make one little mistake. And I don't want to jeopardize the family land either. The land's been our family. The corporations have been trying to drill on it forever because I know for sure it's oil on the land. Like, that's no doubt about it. But I'm not going to let them drill on it. Even I'm trying to keep it in the family for more generations, way past me. I'm trying to make sure I do what I know my grandfather wanted me to do.
Well, make sure also that you claim the mineral rights then. You got to claim the mineral rights on that property. That's very important. If you get a bonded claim done in it, be sure you write the mineral rights in that bonded claim and back it by a bond so that they can't take the mineral rights. Because they will pull some really dirty tricks to get mineral rights. Even though you think you're the owner, if they get mineral rights, they can come on there. So look out for the mineral rights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they real slick with stuff.
Yeah.
Especially, man, yeah, that's to be your motivation. I know that's how my grandfather left me with them last words, and they stick with me every day. So yeah, so that's your mission. So I look forward to seeing how that works out. You accomplishing that mission.
For sure.
You utilize your resources and your network to accomplish this mission.
Right.
You know, people don't, we all have our individual missions, but you don't come across other individuals on similar missions that for you not to utilize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
right.
Always be wise to identify the individuals that you do are there for you to utilize. Yeah. So I want to ask y'all a couple questions on stuff before we head out. Chris, anything you want to touch on before we start closing?
The only thing is possibly going over with some people, the new members. We need to have a conference with some of the new members, I guess, where it would be nice if members would at least attend once a month to a conference, everybody, because what's happening is if some of the members aren't keeping up, or if they don't read their material when they receive it, they won't follow the instructions and they get themselves in trouble. And this is just getting ridiculous. Some of the people we need to kind of go over stuff with them, because not everybody reads. Not everybody wants to read what they receive. So
Yeah.
that's something we should probably think about doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, it's I mean, we definitely need everybody's help to keeping everybody together in a one network. You know, we can't keep because we're not we can't watch the door at all times because we're building, we're still putting up new infrastructure and stuff like that. We turn around, a few people then left out, went off next door, and now we got new members coming in. We can't keep keeping track of everybody like that. It's like I don't know. I mean, I don't know what to say about that. It's like just the Panu network. I don't know what they're doing in there. It's like absolutely nothing, But it's like we can't force people to take advantage of the resources and the networks provided. All we can do is keep on moving forward with what we're doing. You know, I mean, that's all I really have to say about that. But definitely stay paying attention to any emails that are sent out, any notifications. I believe everybody definitely should be attending the conferences, because a lot of the same people that's asking long questions via email should be the ones are not the ones that's on the conference. But they never attend the conference, but they want us to answer a million questions and write 4-page letters via email, stuff like that. And, yeah. So this is an open forum, and everybody has a voice. We never limit anybody, and this is what this is for. I know we have a lag on as far as the communication, because a lot of people didn't get this invite today because, like I said, the Hellraiser Legacy Network, I wasn't able to send to a lot of the previous members. So but that means a lot of them didn't come back to the house yet. So they would have came back to the house, they would have known about the meeting and stuff like that. But we just taking it as we can take it, and moving how we can move on stuff, But hopefully everybody gets on a same page, and we can stay focused on accomplishing these different goals.
So is the regular Hellraiser legacy done? The old one?
Oh yeah, it's a wrap. Oh yeah, it's done. Yep.
Hey, yo, Razor, real quick, bro. If you got some time, man, can you post something up on there about being the postmaster, being your own postmaster? I know you have information on that.
Yeah. Everything is going up on the site, so I'll keep that in mind when I'm posting this week to pull that out.
Hey family, this is Abby. Y'all, I'm just now joining in, but I'm bowling, so I'll be in and out. What's up, bro? Hold on, let me turn my video on so you don't think I'm lying. See, I'm in the bowling alley, y'all. I'm in the bowling league, so yeah, I'm here, but I'm tuning in.
Get them strikes.
I can try to get them strikes, man. I'm trying. I'm suffering right now.
The dedication is real.
Yeah, I got to tell the conference and bowl. I was telling El Chapo.
All right, we got you.
All right.
Yeah. So, man, we got a lot of updates coming. We can't really get into a lot of different things because it's better to show y'all than tell y'all.
Yeah.
And just that one big announcement we have is related to so many different things. So we can't just give you half the story on it. But there's a lot of good things coming for those that are still are dedicated, still are support the whole purpose of everything that's going on, everything that we're putting together, and see the vision. Everybody's going to be in a very comfortable position real soon. Support systems times 10 very soon. you know. But one more topic before we leave. I don't know. I guess let's talk about court. Let's talk about court. Who has court issues? Or does everybody know how to interact in court?
We know you know how to interact in court.
Court. Now court actually starts before you get to court. Court starts the second the police officer pulled you over. As soon as the police officer pulled you over, that's now a new hearing. That's your first initial hearing right there because he's recording. Everything is still reflecting on his record, and he's a court official or officer of the court. So, so this is what I want to end this with, Chris, because one big problem that I'm seeing is that even besides the people that's just not reading the materials or not fully completing the processes or waiting till the last minute, I believe most or a lot of people don't have the understanding on how to operate in general. You know, before something happens, after something happens, to stand on what they've done. You know, because the paperwork doesn't work for you per se. You know, you still have to know how to operate as that in that capacity in order for you to be respected and in return your paperwork to be respected. My personal opinion, it's all on you regardless of your paperwork. Your paperwork is only there as a foundation and support and insurance for what you're doing, what you're standing on, just in case somebody challenges it. You know, it's like saying like, hey, I'm rookie of the year. Okay, where your stats at? Or I was valedictorian in my class. Okay, where's the proof? You know, that's all it is. You know, I have a PhD in social studies. Where's your proof? I'm a scientist. I mean, it's all about the proof and evidence of as far as proof of claim of what we're claiming, who we're claiming that we are and what we represent. Another problem I see is people getting tied and choked and hung with the titles that they're throwing out. It's like throwing gang signs, not good. You know, keep the gang signs and you keep them down. You know, throw a peace sign. It's universal. And this game is good to be neutron because they're gonna use the titles to categorize you. You know, the same titles that might actually be working today, they might not work tomorrow because once they realize X amount of people are using the same titles, they're gonna add that to their list of terrorists. So we know we don't have to tell them who we are. I don't keep telling people I'm this and I'm that or the crew I represent, you know. So it's like they're using. We got to know what titles they're using to categorize us all as terrorists. So, in particularly, the word sovereignty, just don't use it. Don't use it verbally, or on paperwork, in my opinion. There's been a case I've seen. I'm not sure how many it is. They even trying to tie our American national titles, or not American national, foreign nationals. Foreign national title. They're trying to tie that to that sovereign citizen thing, you know. So and I got called a new name in court. I don't remember what he said. I gotta replay that. He called me a new name.
Did you use your fee schedule? Because doesn't it say in your fee schedule that there's a certain charge or a fee for if they try to peg you as a sovereign citizen?
I'm pretty sure. That fee schedule is lengthy.
It's in there. It's in there. You gotta look.
Okay. Now
you can go back and chart. You can go back and bill them now.
I have to cut in for a second. Chris is so glad to see your face. Oh my God.
Yeah, I got to start going back and getting my money from these people. I'm kind of lazy on that. I'm because I don't care. The victory tastes better than the actual money. even though I'm
That's
pretty
true.
sure.
Yeah, that's true because you're fighting your battles wisely. You don't have time. And besides, what we have coming is so much bigger than this little mess of stuff
Yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
Forget
for
it.
me to be it's because the victory is far more sweet. You know, just the overall victory, and that's worth all the money in the world to me. You know,
Yeah.
because you know with that knowledge and understanding from that situation, that experience, I'm gonna be able to save a lot of money personally, acquire a lot of money personally, and also share with others on how to do the same thing. So I mean, hey, you know, I don't mind. You know, I'll purposely pay. It's times where I get like a $50 ticket, and I'll pay $75 in or more in the administrative process. I'll pay more than the ticket is worth just to beat them by administrative
Yeah.
process. To go through the process on fighting them on that level. You know, because I'm paying for my experience. You know, so I'm just taking advantage of the situation in that matter, and I'm purposely using the little minute situations because they all are categorized as the same class, unless of course criminal activity is criminal activity. You know, once you conflict harm against someone else, nothing's gonna save you really from that. You know, but
Well, and one thing too, it would be nice is if we would get our notarial court of equity up and going. We really need that going. We've got 4 notaries now that are private, and we've got we just need some jurors that are bonded. We need more jurors that are bonded. Every juror has to have their own 21-piece silver bond.
yeah, we definitely
We
got that.
we need that because I believe we could overthrow any of these court decisions because we've got enough notaries to overthrow the judge. We just need our jurors. We need enough. Nobody's coming in as jurors. I guess it's not that many, I don't know about it, or we just need a few more, I think.
Yeah, we're not too far away. Yep. So yeah, we need that. What else? I mean, basically, what we're saying is we're strategically formatting our teams, you know, and our defense team rather. I think we have a strong offense already, but we also working on that, and increasing that. But we're working on our defense team, meaning that okay, if we know our paperwork is solid, you know, we know we followed the processes, and they still trying to conduct themselves illegally and still trying to ignore our positions and our us and our so-called sovereign capacity, and we have to, you know, pull the rug from up underneath them, you know. So it's like we gotta need our defense team to help back each other up on these different situations, which is part of the reason why we're doing the jury too, you know. But even before the jury, our defense team is gonna be here to educate the people on how to stand their own ground, because that's a big at the end of the day, you're responsible for standing your own ground. You know, somebody can give you every document known to man, but if you don't know how to stand on that, they still gonna bury you up under that land, that very land. So they gonna and how they're doing it is very easy and simple. It's like if you don't break the psychology behind what they're doing, if you don't break from their mental bondage, they're gonna get you every time. As soon as they get you, there's one thing is this: it's people that's gaining success through administrative paperwork and stuff like that. But a lot of people are getting jammed up in court. So we have to know how to stand our grounds in their turf. We got to know how to crush them in their battlefield. And how we do that? We do that by taking control over it. We are the superior authorities. We are the masters. We are the kings and queens of this particular realm at this particular point. We ask the questions. We let them ask us the questions. Like I'm gonna do a trivial test right now.
Right.
I need somebody to answer the question though. Besides, let me see. Yeah, anybody can answer this. Besides Chris. Let's see. All right. So remember we said we was gonna do this, Chris.
Yeah.
So All right, so look. Hi, I am Judge Ruin Your Life. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna call somebody. Matter of fact, this is what we're gonna do.
No, you're Judge Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. No, I guess
Okay.
that's the attorney,
Okay.
Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe.
Okay. Hold on. All right. Next up, Melvin.
Yeah,
Are you Melvin?
I've been told that.
Are you, sir? Are you Melvin?
I don't know.
You don't know, or you don't want to answer my question.
I don't want to answer your question.
Meaning you don't what?
I don't know who you're referring to.
Okay. You don't consent.
No, I do not.
Okay. Now, okay. So where is Melvin?
On this piece of paper in my folder,
What piece of paper is that?
birth certificate.
Sir, sir, look here, sir. We're not here to play games. This sovereign citizen stuff.
I don't know what a sovereign.
Not a sovereign citizen. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know what that is.
Sir, was this you driving 75 miles an hour down a one-way street, August 15th, 2018?
I don't drive.
I travel.
Okay. All right, hold on. Sound drive or travel. All right, so now, okay, I already got you. This one I'm gonna hit you with. You made one big mistake.
What's that?
What you forget to do before you identified who you was and who you weren't, and who the court was referring. So Melvin identified. Well, okay, you kind of sort of. Okay, two mistakes. You made it clear that you're not the Melvin that they're referring to, but you didn't identify them to on what Melvin you are. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you could have been. Well, I'm Melvin. What's from the Smith family? I'm Melvin from the Smith family, or the House of Smith. So that means you didn't fail to identify, right? So they can't hit you with that. So now, and also, okay, yeah, I'm Melvin from the Smith family, and I'm here regarding the matter of Melvin, the all cap name Melvin Smith that's listed on this authenticated document right here. Hold it up, and now you put Melvin, that Melvin, you made him visible, you made it known. Now you put him right there on the side on that table that's in front of you. You put him on the side, and now you're on the other side. So now you're represented. You're his representative.
Okay.
Every time you refer to Melvin, which is the defendant, not you, you look over his way. You look towards Melvin, and then you look back at the judge. And anytime the judge still tries to redirect this conversation directly, like as if he's talking about you, you have to correct him. Because if not, what are we leaving the course with?
Assumptions. Okay.
Assumptions and presumptions. We can't leave them with that. That's how they get us with the silent court language. Because we don't correct. Because remember, they're using the record against us. So we doing the same thing and controlling the record and using it against them. The most powerful thing that's used in court is the question.
Right.
And aside from the question is the demand. But the only person that demand, you can't demand anything if this is not your courtroom. It becomes your courtroom after you announce that, right? So you didn't say anything, well, but I guess I'll take the seat. So after you made your separation between Melvin the man and Melvin the corporation, your next job is to appoint them in their proper position. If you don't appoint them in their positions with their proper titles, they're gonna act outside of their position, their capacity, and they're gonna act. They're gonna act you. They're gonna act like they're you. They're gonna act like they have superior control over you.
So how do you appoint them in their proper position?
Okay. So once you create this separation, just they're gonna be talking over you. You're gonna have the judges that's gonna either a play the role, the tough guy role. They're gonna be all stern, uptight, and barking and stuff like that. I want y'all to know that this is what I was referring to earlier when I was telling you, like everybody know that tough guy, but you really know that he really ain't tough, but don't nobody, people that don't know him think he's tough. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know that these court officials, the harder they bark, the weaker they are. Meaning the less they really know. You know, and you can tell that by paying attention to that dynamic between the judge and the state representative. You know, the prosecutor. You know, and everybody else that's witnessing the case, because the state is the persecutor, the DA, whoever's there. They're the ones that can actually file an actual claim against that particular corporation. Not, the judge is just there to mediate, to figure out the situation or whatever. But even though some judges do acquire the knowledge and understanding on how to diversify between the two, but ultimately it's the state. It's always the state against that person. That's why it says that on paperwork. The state of versus that person. So it's always a person representing the state. No, which the persecutor. So what we have to do is that the moral of the story is the judge is going to try to scare you into answering questions incorrectly by the way they're delivering and communicating with you. So the second you walk up in there, after you clarify who you are and your proper title, you have to let them know, like, yes, I'm Melvin of the Smith family, executor of this estate and trust, entitled Melvin John Smith, and I'm here to rectify this matter. I say I'm the executor of this estate and trust, and the clerk of the court is the administrator of, and the court and all the court's officials are the trustees of this particular estate and trust. Now, you can word this however you want to word it so it can roll off your tongue the best. But ultimately, you need to notify them that you're the executor and the beneficiary. You're the executor and the beneficiary of this particular trust. You let them know that those two things, executor, beneficiary, and you identifying this is the estate and the trust. And then from there, now you make your appointment. We have to remember that the people always had the power. The people are the ones that appointed these people to be the person that's in front of you right now. So per instance, we are supposed to also reappoint them for this particular situation. They don't. It's just not automatic just because we got appointed. You know, in general, no. We have the power of appoint. We always have the power of appointing and reappointing these officials. But if we don't do it, okay, well, he ain't say nothing. So. But this is the problem. The problem is not them holding those positions or those offices. The problem is that these judges are not holding up to the oath of their office. So because they haven't been properly appointed, which means they're not held liable for not doing so. Right? So once you use the power of that appointment, you're the trustee, and the clerk over there, she's the administrator. I'm the executor and the beneficiary, and I instruct the court to discharge this case. Now you gave your instruction. They're not used to that. So now after you made your appointment, you instructed. So you can't be nothing else but the master. You properly identified yourself. You made your appointment, and you made your demand and instruction. Game over.
Cool.
That's it. That's all. You know, the thing is that they're gonna try to trip you up with trick questions and stuff. that don't sound like trick questions, you know, and then or try to ignore what you said and try to go into the matter of the situation that's on the paper. Anytime you allow the conversation or interaction between you and the judge to actually go into the details of the circumstance, you know you're losing. That means you didn't do something right. You're never supposed to even acknowledge that. Another thing they're gonna do the scare tactic. The judge is gonna be barking and looking all crazy. He's gonna have his little deputy or whatever come behind you and make a little handcuff noise. We can never acknowledge them. He's invisible. Don't ever look at him. Looking at him gives them power. Like I told Chris, if y'all want to, if y'all got y'all silver on you, once you start making noises with the handcuffs, start making noises with your silver.
It'll trip you out. In Washington State, it's literally legal to have a knife in court. It's legal. Like, not, I would never do nothing like that, but that's crazy. That show you how crazy the laws is out here. To have a knife and to have it out in the open in court is legal in Washington State. You can look this up for sure. It's some crazy stuff out here, bro.
No, we're not talking about that.
I'm gonna bring me a silver steak in there. There's no like vampire steak, they call them. I'm gonna sit it on the pedestal. Yeah, it's a whole. So what I'm saying is that whole just understanding just that dynamic and concept by itself without nothing else, you could break them down. You can bring them down to their feet in court. They don't got nothing to do with what paperwork you already got out there, what your status is, if you're a secure party, it doesn't matter. If you speak the proper language inside that courtroom to reflect the record, shut them down. And you get the point. This is another thing too. Once you do the things that you're supposed to do in there and stand your ground the way you're supposed to, we can't look for a obvious victory. You know what I'm saying? We can't expect them to be like, all right, case dismissed, you win. They're not gonna say that. You know what I'm saying? Now it's happened before, but see, that judge is not gonna see the state. That's when the state take over. They'll be like, case dismissed, and the judge be looking crazy. But you got to understand what certain things. You win means different things. Like you win from a judge mouth. You win means this too. Get out of my courtroom. You win. That's him saying you won. Get out of my courtroom. When he says that, see, that's not a judgment. Get out of my courtroom is not a judgment. Get out of my courtroom is like a what do you call it? It's a forfeit. He's forfeited that case. Get out of my courtroom because you showed up. What they gonna write? You didn't appear. Check on that same court case 3 days later. Watch it's gone. But we gotta know you gotta know you won when he said that. After you instructed him though. This another thing, another silent victory. You did everything you're supposed to do. They tried to counter challenge and stuff like that, and the judge just say something like, okay, we'll settle this later. So they do a recess, but notice that the judge don't call it a recess, and that's what a judge is supposed to do before she leaves the bench, right? But she just says we'll deal with this later, and you just go sit down. You sit down. They don't call it the next court case. The judge goes in the back and comes right back, leaves out and comes right back. She was resetting. So once she left, we're supposed to stand up and say, the judge has abandoned the ship. This case is now dismissed. Peace. You know what I'm saying? Deuces. She told us right there, but we have to know the language.
Yeah, you need, and say it 3 times. Say it 3 times. I had my friend do that, and they just totally dropped his case. There was nothing they could do. Although they tried, he said that, and then he walked out, and they kept calling his name, trying to get him to come back, and he just ignored him and left.
Mm-hmm. That's it. They're gonna keep trying to contract. That's all they're doing, trying to contract with you, because in order for it to be a court proceeding, the court has to be able to proceed. So if you stop the court from proceeding, what is there? They have nothing left. They can't proceed. They can't proceed until they get you to admit or to say that you that name on the birth certificate or on the ticket. Once you admit that you this artificial construct, it's like, okay, we got you. Now we can a corporation also is symbolic for the dead. That's why they called it that. We told you it was dead. And the only way to deal with you directly is for you to be dead as well. So this is the thing. Now, if we miss our mark in a situation that a judge leaves the bench and doesn't announce recess or whatever, and he or she comes back, and you miss your mark, and you actually come back up there when she calls your name again. All right, Melvin Smith, you come back up. Guess what you got to do again?
The whole process.
Because it's a new contract, it's a new offer.
Mm.
What you said before don't matter. It's a new proceeding. And you'll be able to tell that because before you walked away the first time, you'll be able to tell that they fell back on their resistance. Or this would have happened. Like on one of my cases, the state will be right there next to me or whatever, when you go up and look in front of the judge, they'll be right there next to you because remember the judge is interacting with the state to go through your files and stuff like that and say whatever and to come up with a certain judgment. But soon as you make your appointment and make your announcement of who you are and who they are, the state just walked off, like left the conversation. I'm like, damn, should we wait? But she knows she can't deal with that, so she really abandoning the judge. Like, oh, you're on your own now. Because the state knows not to be lied. If the judge doesn't know, you have a lot of ignorant judges out there. The state, they know better, and the more they don't know, the further they're gonna run away from you. Once you say certain words, I'm like, they're gonna be like, oh no, they don't want no. They don't want no smoke with that. So the judge gonna try to hold her ground. Remember, it's nothing but chess. So you gotta, at some point, we gotta appreciate and respect the game. Another thing is so know that if we miss our mark when the judge abandoned ship the first go round and they call you back up and if you didn't leave the first time and make your announcement, you have to recite the same order again to put them back in their proper place. And another one is too, don't allow the judge to give you don't allow the judge to throw you a bone. Hold on, I'm finna mute somebody. Don't allow the judge to throw you a bone. And a bone is this. I got thrown a bone and it sounded good, and I ate it because it sounded good and it looked good. We can't allow the judge to tell us what we want, what our settlement is. The judge says, because once you make your order, you're gonna have a judge that's gonna either A, submit to it, or B, try to counter it with some intimidation. And if he asks you the magical question like, "Are you ordering me?" you're supposed to say yes. Because if you say no and try to switch it up, like, well, no, I'm not ordering. I'm just asking or request. I'm like, oh, you ain't about that life. Then you lost. They got you again, right there. So if they ask you to confirm, are you ordering the court? You say yes. And then what else? Oh, so now normally when I've done administrative process to not appear in court, when I did administrative process through the certified mail or whatever to the clerk by special appearance, blase blah for case number, blase blah. I'm used to challenging inside of my documents lack of jurisdiction. So I came with the same attitude in court while I'm in person, but that was the wrong thing to do because technically the court did have jurisdiction over that particular title at that moment. So that forced if I challenge jurisdiction right there when she has evidence on a ticket, like if you're driving, meaning that you might not have all your traveling documents and stuff like that, and you end up getting pulled over, so you produce the contract, the driver's license on that day. Now I have a way that you could beat that hands down all the time, you know, through administrative process through the post office. But if you appear in court, it's another ball game, because we got to remember the date of the incident, because a respectful judge is going to talk to you correctly and call you the administrator. I mean, the executor or the executive of the estate, and they're gonna refer to the estate as the estate. I had a judge clearly talk to the estate I'm right here. Like, we talking third person, and I talk like, okay, so the defendant was such and such. I'm talking like I'm the lawyer, and it's a person right here, you know. And she respected it every time she accidentally called me that the corporation. She corrected herself, because she's on the record now of already accepting that. So, but if we fight evidence for jurisdiction, she has evidence of jurisdiction because the stuff was written on the ticket. In order for the courts to get any information on that ticket, that means the defendant had to produce that information the date of the incident. So it's proof. It's what she did was she named out all the stuff on the evidence sheet, which is the ticket. She said the height, the name, the height, the address, and the weight of the particular of the estate. In order to describe the description of the product, because that's what we are, products, merchandise. She described the product, which the estate. In order to describe the product, a person, a man or a woman, had to give them the evidence of the product. I had to give you the package, which is tied to a contract. So me challenging jurisdiction while you're there in person, you're gonna lose that. And now we still talking about the facts of the matter of the situation they talking about. The only purpose we should be going to court is to show proof of life and to declare proof of life. That's it. That's all. That's all we're talking about. We're not talking about nothing else. It doesn't matter if you ran 3 red lights, a stop sign. It don't matter what the situation was, as long as it don't have to do any type of harm to others. If we talk about anything, if you start talking about anything else that they're talking about, you lose. And that's pretty much the game. We up on the assumption that we're supposed to be talking about what they talking about. Now, normally we would tell people I would tell people that never go to court unless you have to. I still stand on that, but we should, everybody that's on this mission should take the opportunity to deal with these small little petty cases. Take those as opportunities to get your feet wet and to build up your confidence and to sharpen up to be able to defend yourself in the courtroom. Because a situation may happen where you have to go there, and it might be a deeper situation. So it's easier to do a trial runs on the battlefield so you can understand your opponent. You know, sit on the back of the courtroom, pay attention to everything, every detail of the courtroom. Look at the flags, look at the positioning, look at how the state acts and responds, look at the judge, look at the whole body language, everything. Because what you want to do is you want to break through the little shield that they holding up and talk directly through the soul of the person. And once that happens, it's like opening up the shades with a vampire. They just evaporate. The courts can't function. Y'all with me? Can y'all hear me? Because it be extra quiet.
I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, everybody should get a couple trials up under their belt. You know what I'm saying? So we can actually witness these things, because there's no better way to witness the destruction of the courtrooms other than you going in there and doing that damage yourself. But
I seen somebody talking about exactly what you're talking about. Somebody said the exact same thing. But as far as you saying, like, that when the judge leave out and come back in, if they call you, you might mess up and go back up. But the person that I was watching or whatever basically said, you don't have to even leave. You can stand your ground right there And when the judge enters back in, they basically reset, and you just establish yourself as the executor again, in which they still not gonna be able to proceed. Then they might even try to leave and come back in. And the third time, the judge is basically entering as a Roman priest under spiritual law or something like that. So I know everything you're saying. Is, it makes sense. It makes sense.
Yeah.
You just declaring yourself alive. Period.
That's it. And I mean, I'm just going over different scenarios on how the court plays ball, so we can identify when they do happen. Because they do different stuff, little slick stuff, little stuff. They don't. It's like they win on the little bitty stuff that you don't even realize that they're doing, that is happening. It's like you really won the first time when you was up, but they gonna try to hit you with a curveball. The curveball, they be like, all right, we're just gonna recall this. But the curveball is them believing that you're not gonna know to re-announce yourself when you come back up. Yeah. All right, so y'all, we gonna I got another meeting. I just want to leave y'all with that, and just let you guys know, like, man, this everybody has a responsibility, and no paperwork in the world can protect you if you don't know how to stand your ground and identify these characters and agents for what they really are. Don't go in the courtroom acting retarded like a wild ass Moor. No offense, but just always announce like, hey, I come in love. I come in love and peace. I come in love and peace. I talk regular. And if it's a judge that's actually acting respectful, like not a mean judge or whatever like that, I'm not coming there to destroy her. I'm not coming there to destroy them. I'm not coming there to make a scene. I'll purposely talk very quiet. I'll whisper in the mic. Make sure they know I'm talking directly at them, but I'm making sure, because you'll be surprised how much respect. Like, I honestly just met a judge that I actually like I respect, because it's like certain judges, they'll actually identify you for who you are, and respectfully, even if they beat you, they'll tell you like where you lost at and where they got you at, like silently, like they'll be like, you just gotta be able to take notes on it and to realize, you know what I'm saying, like, okay, and just chalk it up. It's nothing but fun exercise is the way I take it now. It's just a fun exercise. I enjoy it. And it's like every character is different. Just like meeting new people. It's like, how do you control the dynamic between different types of people of authority and power? And once you're able to conduct yourself regular, it's not about being all irrational and being all loud so everybody can hear. Because you don't want to start doing that, because you want to dissolve the situation with the most respect as possible. And that's that. And you guys will start getting the results we all looking for. And once we all start having these experiences as a collective, we'll realize that we have the power. You know what I'm saying? And I don't believe I have a lot of paperwork. I have done a lot of processes, but nothing can give you the sense of power and true authority from as you going inside some courtrooms and you standing your ground and winning just off your words. The words alone, That's it. It all started with the word. Who started the word? The word, God, the word of God. So we had to go back into our true capacity. They don't rule over us. We are the gods and goddess and kings and queens. Well, if we come in there looking like peasants, we gonna get scared with contempt like everybody else. Scared to exercise our right, saying the wrong stuff, But nah, just be humble. Always go with the spirit, and just believe in what you say, and that's it. Anything else, Chris? Anybody else have any feedback or whatever before we close out?
Yeah, just on the ANPC note, you guys still taking the calls? Because I have a couple questions before I actually file the paperwork. I know before we used to call and schedule an appointment to talk to somebody before we actually push the paperwork through.
Okay. Then, well, what question did you have?
I don't even think I have the documents in here. I think I left them in my office, but it's I think registration numbers and red at the bottom of one of the documents. I didn't know if we were supposed to leave them there or put our own on there.
Those are yours. Which one is that?
I'm wait a minute. I forgot which one it is. I'm drawing the blank because I'm drawing the blank. It's a God, I have to look it up. I'm drawing the blank. I have to hit you up on an email.
And I believe that you have to change them to your own. On any document, especially like on the active state. The active state document, I think that's one of the ones where you have to register, mail it to yourself first.
Right.
Okay, so yeah, whatever number is on there, it needs to be a different registered mail number. Mail it to yourself, and then you record it.
Yeah, just make sure that that's not a document that ANPC mailed you and with a registered mail number already in the package.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. But yeah, stay tuned, y'all. For those that's in the Hellraiser Legacy version 3, you already know what it is. Whoever's not, better get in there.
Appreciate it, bro.
Absolutely. Hit me up on inside the network, Andres,
Sure.
for that land trust information I got for you.
All right.
Yep. If you end up being able to take control of your gold mine with that information, let me know so I can take over mines with it, and we'll do it like that.
Hey, let me ask you this one question for you, Lee. I want to talk about. Well, I will hit you up on the email in the network about the non-bearing trust accounts.
Okay.
All right. I just need some information on that to go over it. I mean, I'll read it and go over it, vigorously. I just need to know about it.
Okay. No problem.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Who is that?
That's Iris.
Okay. Hey, what's up, Iris? You real low, Iris. You real low. A little bit more.
A little bit more.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. All right. I'm trying to go from it. I haven't done anything except took the exam for the American National, and we need to go forward. I'm trying to go forward now. I need to go. I don't know if anything new changed or not. I kind of been out of it. But is it still we're going through American National to become a security party creditor?
I wouldn't use that word, but yeah.
Okay, what's the right word?
You know the right word, Iris. It's American National. Hey, hold on, y'all. Hey, check this out. Hey, Chris. Chris, you still there?
Nah, Hellraiser, she took off already. Yeah, she left like 5 minutes ago, bro.
Dang. I can't even say nothing right now. I just got that. I just got that confirmation I was waiting on.
Wow. At the end of the call. That's crazy.
Dang.
It always happens like that.
All right, this is what I'm gonna do. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna see what I can do real quick. Let me know if y'all can see my screen.
I can see you.
Y'all can?
Yeah, I can see you.
Y'all still can see it? Can y'all see like my inside my?
No, we can't see it.
Nah, I can't see it.
I can't see that now.
No, I can't see it.
I see what your screen. I see people.
One sec.
Just a picture up.
Okay, hold on one sec.
I'm gonna come do your photo shoot too, man. You know, I'm a professional photo shooter and a videographer, man.
Oh yeah.
That's what I do for a living. I got my own studios and everything.
I bet. Yeah, I used to do that some years ago.
Yeah, you gotta update that.
Yeah, the problem is it's hard to. I can't hold the camera to myself. So I still do it for other people.
Yeah, you know, I'm here. I mean, I shoot movies, documentaries, and everything. So I do for a living.
Hold now, where you at again?
I'm in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
Out Pittsburgh area.
All right, we're gonna have to talk.
No doubt.
Ah man.
Hey, is everybody a part of the PANU, the private network?
PANU.
Yeah, you know what PANU is?
No, I don't even know what that is.
Me neither.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Are y'all all working on becoming American national?
Right.
That's right, bro. That's right. Where y'all at? I mean, where y'all at? Y'all take the little quiz? Y'all take the test?
I don't even know what the test is.
Oh, that's like one of the first things. That's one of the first things you do. Anybody? Nobody?
Yeah, I'm working on my perfected title.
Okay.
Where you find the test at?
Yeah, that's what.
It's on the site.
It's American National Prep Course.info.
Yep.
I'm trying to do it. I found out my dad American now. I'm a Cuban, man. I'm Cuban American supposed to be.
Cuban American. That's right.
Right.
You got some ties.
Yeah, man. I just don't know how to claim it. My dad already Cuban national. He just told me a few days ago for the first time in my life, and I'm 26.
Wow. Wow.
Well,
there's a lot of shit. Hey, there's a lot of stuff we don't even know about ourselves. Shit.
Right.
Figuring it out right now. Shit.
All right, y'all. This ain't working out.
Damn.
Yeah, man. Hey, dude, this American national movement, bro. It's actually it's a lot of work. There's a lot of studying on it too. I'm still doing homework. I'm in the background just listening. But I've been in a lot of the conference in the earlier conferences. Man, a lot of information. Shit, that stuff I got to go back and watch the videos over and over again, just because there's some things that they answered like over and over. We asked the same questions over, and I'm like, man, Chris broke it down plenty of times. That lady Chris, man, she's very helpful with the process.
It's a life experience. I mean, it's a life journey.
Oh, bro, it's a life journey, bro. It's crazy.
It's no point where I feel like I said, it's always something new. It's always more to learn, more to further understand.
Yep. A lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have this announcement for y'all next rep. Yeah, I'm gonna have it for y'all next rep.
Yeah, I got a quick question.
What's up, bro?
Is there a process for avoiding garnishment?
Wage garnishment.
Yeah, wage garnishment. Dealing with a situation with Capital One at the moment, and they stopped my bank account, or they froze my bank account as the garnishee. But it's kind of difficult for me to move funds around since that's like one of my bank accounts that I mainly use. So I'm just trying to. The
Well,
court date is October 17th, so I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with that situation.
well, first you got to have the appropriate bank accounts, whether you get a corporate account or a trust account. So your money will be so your assets will be protected inside those accounts because they're garnishing your wages because it's tied to that Social Security number.
Okay.
So let me ask you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you something. The trust account that you talk about, how much is it? Is there a fee for that to be opened, or you just go in the bank and just open it up? I mean, I'm gonna go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, same. Just like you open up a regular account. The only difference is you got to go in there with your declaration of trust, your appointments, and all that stuff. So it's just different paperwork.
Right. That's okay. I got you. So would you advise that way till the birth certificate come back, and then also become an American national, and then go in there with it? Because I mean, I did all the trust papers. We did that years ago. It's already done.
Right. Yeah. That's all you need to open it up with, and then your what do you call it? Your IRS forms and stuff. I mean, you can do that regardless of your birth certificate. They don't get nothing to do with that.
Okay. Now, last question. The actual corporation. Now, would you do DBA, or would you just open up a Corp Inc. or a limited liability?
Well, that's your personal opinion.
Right.
Based on how you want to do it. Ultimately, the point is creating a account separate from
the foreign EIN or what?
I prefer foreign EINs for everything.
Right. Right.
But for your objective, ultimately, all of those would suffice as opposed to separating yourself from the Social Security number because you still create another entity outside of that to establish accounting and stuff like that.
Right.
But the foreign trust accounts will be the most absolute secure. But
okay.
All would suffice.
So did you put that up on the site yet?
EIN. Y'all got to search. I might have put some EIN stuff up
What?
There.
Well, I know I got to go to the IRS to go. I know how to get the foreign EIN from the IRS. I'm just saying, after you get the foreign EIN, then you establish the actual corporation and the foreign EIN trust, you're saying. That's what I'm trying to get.
Once you get that number, all you going to the bank, tell me you're trying to establish a trust account, and they're gonna ask you for your trust documents, your trust indentures, the declaration of trust, and any other document that's gonna go in. But actually, I'm sorry. Only thing you need to show them is your certification of trust, your declaration of trust, and all that. That's personal. That's
right.
private. You don't have to show them that.
Okay.
And, let me see. Let me not blurt it out. Let me show you exactly. I got hella bonds on deck. this red photo is all trust, a different trust. Bonds on deck. Bonds on deck.
I have noticed that Capital One is a beast because Hellraiser, you know my situation with them, with this car. So, but I noticed they didn't send me. I think they say when you get into the loans, aren't they supposed to send you something, paperwork saying that you can rescind the contract or something like that, or is that just for like mortgages?
I'm not sure what counts as money. You have to let me know, but it was always a point in time where we had the opportunity to break the contract before we got to garnishments. Well, okay. Let me tell you what I did. Well, first off, so all you guys do is send them with your notarized, your private irrevocable trust certification. So you got your trust certification, your bank minute, So that's all these are one-page documents. Your bank minutes
Okay.
and your bank appointment. So that's appointing your trustees, whoever your trustee is going to be, and who's the grantor and the creators, basically. And then your
Right.
certification of trust right here. And
Okay.
certification is basically listing the the above trust that is existence, and the trust instrument, which is it got the execution date on there, who's the settler, who's the trustees, the type of trust, who has the power to invoke, and if there's multiple trustees, they're listed, and it also has the trust identification number, which the 98 number, and then your declaration of trust, all that stuff belongs to you in your private possession in a safe somewhere, and nobody ever has to see that. And then you have your let me see, we don't have to get technical. There's templates for trust, but
Right.
it's your trust is your trust. It's like your will is your will. I want everybody to remember that. So you have the power to create up whatever you want based on whatever samples you see. But ultimately, as long as you have those main documents, stuff that the bank is looking for, the appointment, the like certification of trust. Those are the main, and then your the IRS letter that got your
Foreign EIN number.
the number on there.
So do you have did you already put the forms inside there already? Once you pulled up already?
Yeah, that's what you got to.
That's it. Are they in the group already?
Oh no, you're not gonna catch none of these in the group. Now
Oh,
anything, any documents that originated from ANPC, you won't see on the Airways Legacy.
okay.
You can only obtain them based on you going through that individual process.
Well, I'm gonna go through it tonight. You already told me to do it already. I'm doing that.
Right. Now that's not to say I won't have any trust documents up there. It just won't
I
be from there. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to get busy with it. But yeah, I mean, if you need the videos, like I do all that stuff, man. You check my Facebook, all that stuff, IG, Twitter. I do all the movies, documents, everything.
I want to shoot some Netflix movies. And I get down on the videos too. You gotta check out my Instagram.
I see. I thought I seen you on Instagram. I said, I don't think that's him yet.
I get down, man. I got a whole other world over. I got about 50,000 people followers over there.
All right.
I just abandoned them. They ain't seen me about a year. I'm the only person with 50,000 followers with no traffic over there. It's like it wasn't doing nothing. It was a distraction at the time.
Right.
Just
Well, that's late.
I was
That's
doing
late.
a lot of Negro stuff. That's what it was.
Right. I got you.
Music videos and stuff like that.
Houston here already, man?
Huh?
You from Houston?
Nah, Chicago.
Shot Town.
Yep.
You look so familiar, dog. You know what? I don't know if I know. I probably don't know you. You look and sound familiar. Just one of the main things that made me click on your videos when I heard you talk, and I'm like, man, this sound like somebody I know. For some reason, like you sound like somebody I didn't heard, I didn't talk to before, bro. But I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
I don't know, bro. Maybe in the ethos, maybe somewhere else, in the spirit world. We got God brothers and God sisters out here.
For sure. For sure.
Hey, Ray.
Hey.
Yo.
Hey, Chris said let her in.
Here we go.
Yeah, let her in. That's right.
She's been knocking on the door for like an hour.
I thought I was gonna get up out of here.
Yeah, buddy, let that go. I'm happy.
Yo, Chris.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Loud and clear.
So, Chris.
Yes.
I got that. I finally got that email. I got that email we was waiting on.
Okay, perfect.
So I was trying to share my screen. It might be easier if I send it, because I'm on my iPad. It might be easier if I send it to you and you share your screen.
Okay. I'll see if I can. I've never done this, but I'll see.
You're on your computer, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be able to do it.
Okay.
Hold on. Okay, Chris just sent them.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
All right, hold on 1 second, Chris. I'm gonna send you one more email.
All right.
Ray, you didn't forget about me, did you?
Who's that? All right, Chris. I'll give you. I'll let you do the honors.
All right. I'm not exactly sure if I can figure this out, honestly. How do you,
Yeah, at the top you should see share content.
okay, but how do I get this screen in front of the?
No. As soon as when you click share content, it's gonna give you an option to share your screen, and we'll be able to see whatever's on your screen.
All right. So let me finish getting these photos. All right, let's see. All right, what is it supposed to do? Okay, okay, I see what it's doing. Okay. Can you see anything?
Yeah, we see it.
You can see this?
Yeah, I see a picture.
All right, here we go.
Y'all.
I see you, free soul. I see you. Nice.
Oh yeah.
See, nice picture.
All right, well, Hellraiser, you go ahead and explain what this picture is.
Nah,
Go
you supposed to be
ahead.
going on.
Go ahead. This is our new American National Embassy.
Yes.
Wow.
So we just okay. So click. Do me a favor. Now show them a couple of the other pictures now, so they can see the full
All right,
thing.
I will.
Then I'll go over it.
All right, you can see the diplomat badges on display, you guys. See the diplomat badges?
I look like Eddie.
Out. Check
I
it
look like
out.
I look like bounty hunters.
All right. This is one of the inside views of from the balcony. Let's see if we can get this. Can you see it very well? I mean, are you able to see this?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. So, there we have it.
Only see one picture. The
Yep.
first.
It's not moving. Yeah. If you selected in the pictures, you only can see one picture.
Okay, Lorenzo, did you only ever see one?
Yeah, I see. Let me see now. I'm trying to get back. Can everybody? Who's going to everybody see?
Yeah, it's only one picture. It's the one where everybody's in front, taking the. I believe you guys are sitting on the, standing on the steps. That's the only picture we saw.
Okay, just a minute.
Man, I can see myself standing right there in the back, right there, right in the corner.
Okay, Lorenzo, it just, every time I try to switch, oh, here we go. Let's try this. Let's try this.
There we go.
Okay, that's the inside.
Nice.
Nice.
You know where the Harris Teeter by the VA jail beach is?
Yeah.
Wait, this one?
The Harris Teeter is that way. Courthouse.
That way?
Yeah, courthouse is that way, straight down.
Yeah, that's fire. I ain't gonna lie.
That's
You
the
gonna run
beautiful.
right into it.
You guys are you seeing the different ones now?
Yeah, that's nice.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
So when's the house party?
Yeah, probably. That might be what the next conference gonna say.
Man, let me know, cause you know how my schedule is. I'm still a slave.
Where's that one outside picture? Without just the building.
I don't think I got that one. I didn't see it. Did you send it?
Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
That in Chicago?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gotta head out to Chicago.
Yeah, it should be. It's entitled Embassy One.
No, that's not it. That one is it's just the same one. So I got 5 of them, and the outside one is not on there.
Really?
Yeah.
This is 12. Thank you, man. Yeah.
Okay. I just resent it.
All right. Okay, yeah. There we go.
All right, y'all. That's the full picture.
So when's our first meeting there?
Probably like a month. Might do our next conference at the embassy.
Yeah, there you go.
Yep.
That's Chicago.
Huh?
What up, bro?
What's good? What's up, bro?
You tell me. You have wanted me to unmute.
Yeah, we just made the announcement about the embassy.
Yeah, I heard it. I'm paying attention.
I'm actually got to go through Chicago on my little trip next month.
Chicago.
So, since the end of the conference, really, we're not gonna get too deep into this yet. But just know this is what we're working on. So just like if when you have a country that's in the United States doing business, that country has an embassy to represent that particular country.
He don't know. I figured that he was acting like he wanted to quit. You know, I got a 203.
So the whole objective is that if there's any problems, if a peace officer or any official of a government agency has any problems with a member of ANPC International, they have to contact the embassy or the embassy's consulate, and we can resolve those matters. So we're creating the structures that are missing to put a stop at a lot of different roadblocks that we coming up against, and also involving our the passports and stuff like that, our some of the travel documents that we have in issues obtaining with our American national status.
So are you saying we have new passports coming soon?
That's what we're working on.
That's what I'm talking about.
These things, see, certain things have to be put in place in order to be respected on at a certain level. You know, that's why a nation is not nothing without the people. So once we show and prove to them that, hey, we're a nation, we're established of peaceful, respectful people, and we're just here moving point A to point Z. If you have a problem, contact us. That's it. So we'll have a special as it relates to you know, some of the plans and stuff like that after those plans have already been solidified. You know, but we did want to give y'all a sneak peek on some of the current accomplishments and some of the things that's already in motion and that's already solidified. And this is the reason why we didn't have the last month conference, y'all. We was putting this stuff together. So it's always a good excuse.
Good work. Good work.
Is that like in Hyde Park somewhere, bro?
I wish you know about Hyde Park. Who is that?
It's me, Bernie, man. Saturday.
Oh yeah. You already know what's up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can tell from the structure of it, man.
Mm-hmm. You know how them gold mines up in there, man.
Yeah.
So we I mean, it's hard to really. It's only so much that I can say right now on this, but I'm pretty much telling y'all, showing y'all what's up, you know. And like I said, we gonna constantly continue to make progress, you know, to better ourselves and our people, and whatever issues that we have today, we plan not to have them tomorrow. But it's things that have to be put in place. So in order to put a lot of these things in place, it takes more time, resources, people, money, you know, all type of stuff. So just letting y'all know, man, we ain't just playing in our bedrooms. We're not just playing in our bedrooms.
Hey, your email email's in the group, right?
You can email me at email me at the Hellraiser at privatemail.world.
Privatemail.world.
Yeah, that's off our private email servers. No more Google and Yahoo going off the grid.
Well, I got the ANC. I got the American National up here now. I'm gonna knock this out tonight.
Bet it up.
It's a done deal.
Yep. I wish
my internet messed up. I missed everything y'all just talked about.
Oh no.
Yeah, you missed a whole lot, brother.
I seen a slideshow in the pictures. As soon as I started saying fire that place and everything, how official y'all was, man, my internet went straight off. But
your feet got taken off the land, huh? Did your feet get taken off the land?
Had to.
You said Hellraiser at Private World. What?
Yeah, the Hellraiser at privatemail.world.
I want to get an email like that. Private World. I like
for
that.
real. Bro, I need that email.
Whoever wants a private email, send me an email. Let me know. This is for us.
Yes, sir.
So we gotta get up. We gotta start pulling off the grid because they Google searching all of our communications.
Yeah.
Right.
Gmail sold us out. Yahoo sold us out. Everybody sold us out. So we gotta slowly but surely, you know, convert over. So which is why it's more imperative for everybody to really pay attention as we're moving underground, so people don't miss out on location of the Underground Railroad. I'm not gonna keep being Harriet Tubman.
That's right.
Like, no, y'all because we gotta put a cap on stuff at some point. Cause we're about to make some serious. Well, it's not about to nothing. We're doing more show and telling than anything.
We're about to make our exodus. We're just about to make it. We're getting
Please, because I sure would like to exit where I work.
You about to make everybody mad, Hellraiser.
Why?
Cause how you move.
He already made folks mad. Y'all didn't see that video about him?
Facebook, bro. You see how they be hating on you on Facebook already?
Oh yeah, that means I'm doing something right. So I need to do something more right. Yeah.
I don't pay them people no mind, man.
Appreciate the haters.
No doubt.
Yep.
As long as you don't put your hands on me, you can say what you want to say.
Yeah. I mean, people got to start being careful what they say too, because what you say can he will be used against.
Oh, I'm talking about if it's that detrimental, I'll come and see you. I don't care what part of the country I'll be there.
That's my thing. See,
right.
I operate on a few different principles.
Exactly.
Respect.
That's right.
Period. So I don't know. Don't nobody have to like me and our people, what we do and stuff like that. But it's something. It's mandatory for us to the things that we're doing is to gain our respect. Everything we're doing is to gain our respect. So we got to stand on that all around the board. So I just put caution to some of the people that don't appreciate that and respect that, and because it's people like it boils down to it's like you say who familiar with the Nation of Islam as far as like in general with
I know the whole
in general, Farrakhan and who else familiar with young Pharaoh?
Yeah, I'm done familiar with all of them.
Yeah. So,
I'm Muslim, so I know a lot of them.
Right. So my whole example of that is that young Pharaoh, he's known for talking about certain people and try to put them on blast. But certain people you got to be cautious with, like your Farrakhan. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot of people that respect that man enough to come find you.
Yes, Lord.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So, right. Exactly.
So it ain't about me. I operate on nothing but respect, and I'm gonna get it some way, one way or the other. So it's like because I mean, what we do is all we do is give back and give and open up and make ways for the people. That's it. We don't have any type of there's no discrimination. There's no color code, and if you start actually. Once you remove that, you actually create a situation to unify the people. There's no other way to unify if you're still color coding and still discriminating and still categorizing. We all are our own individual people, but we still are all is one. So anybody that don't respect that, and a mass majority of people don't respect that. I'm talking about your religious groups, your spiritual groups, your so-called conscious movements. The majority of them still operate in that closed mind mentality.
Right.
We start doing something like this, breaking all rules. They're gonna be, of course, people gonna be mad, talking about, oh, they this and they that. Oh, what are they doing? Because it'll be impossible to accomplish the things we're accomplishing if we had those mind frames. We're able to break.
Yeah, we're the tribe of many colors, people. We're all one. We're the tribe of many colors. We've got some of us are Native American, some are, whatever, everything you can imagine, but color means nothing. It's when we pull together and drop all of our religions and we drop all of our colors and we drop all that. That's when we're going to make a huge change fast.
Just men and women.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, I seen a thing on YouTube. A guy was saying something about another brother, and he was saying that they told him to take the videos down, or they was going to sue him. Put a lien on him. And he went back on his videos, and all his videos were taken down. But he didn't believe. I said, now you know the power of a lien. Now you wanted to know. Now you got it, and left it just like that. Because I get tired of the trolls on. They killed me with the nonsense. But YouTube pays for that. I mean, Dame Dash explained all. They pay for that type of stuff anyway, to discredit people.
Yep, exactly.
So
they let him go. See, it's like I was gonna do a claim on the guy that did a video on me just now, but I was in the middle of it. But I was in the middle of doing something bigger. So I'm like, what? I was gonna oh, put in the claim with this. I could have did it, but it's like, I don't
For
know.
what?
It's pointless. It's like, because after I re-reviewed the video, I realized he said nothing. You know what I'm saying? He said
Exactly.
nothing.
He couldn't say nothing against
He
you,
said,
honestly.
he had a problem with what I was doing, but he couldn't say nothing that was wrong with it. And on top of saying something that was wrong with it, if you're trying to hint to the people like I'm doing something wrong, you still don't have anything to put in place that was right. So you can't say, oh, that's the wrong way if you don't have the right way.
That's right.
And you notice how that kind of came up after that Facebook post. I knew somebody was going to get into it, and I have a feeling of who did it because it was one particular person that was arguing the whole way. And we were like, okay, well, if you say it doesn't work, show us that it doesn't work.
I like that analogy right there.
Yeah. People always see. People assume the things that we do in our processes are the same as everybody else's. That's the wrong solution. I mean, the wrong assumption.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because it's simply not. You know, and the way our organization is operated differently. You know, like we make rules and we break them. You know, so we're not stuck with we're not held back by our own individual issues, pride, ego, religion. You know, it's like, I don't know, man. We all believe the power is in our hands. That's why we can make the moves we make. You know, being understaffed the way we are. So I'm just imagining once the people get aboard, you know, get aboard right here, and it's like now we're gonna start taking the country back over, or taking over just even our own individual lives. Because it's not hard. We just need a collective group of people that get it. Simple as that.
Right.
You know, and let the naysayers say what they want to say. That if they hating, see all that guy did, anybody else do that copy and paste me, is give me free promotion. Thanks for telling people where to get it from.
Yeah.
Because you didn't tell them where to get it from. You ain't telling them where to get the real deal from. So we must be the real deal because you don't got no other way to get it from.
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you, you said something just a few minutes ago about about how we operate in the private as opposed to the public. And the same dude I was looking at, he kept on showing the copyright form from the Library of Congress. Oh, you can't copyright your name. And I was telling my man, like, yo, he's looking at a whole different process than what the private process is about copyrighting your name. Because this guy got, it just goes to the point what you just said. I'm just thinking about how he said, see right here, you can't do it, but it's a whole different way you can do it. So I understand that. But me personally, I don't care nothing about it. As long as you don't put your hands on me and go above and beyond and Call of Duty, we're going to be all right.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be all right.
Because at the end of the day, I still look at them as I can't bomb on them unless they put their hands on me, really, because it's like they still are. It's like I still look at them as still a distant family. You know,
right.
they just still confused. Right? They still, it's like, I don't care what they talking. To be honest with you, I don't care what none of these guys are talking about. Unless if they're not doing the things to put things in place to do what we're doing here, they're on the wrong path, and they're not gonna ever have any real solutions for the people. They're gonna constantly keep regurgitating, or whether you're religious, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, or whether or Jesus said, or you're gonna be all politically religious with the processes and keep on talking about the noble Drew Ali said. What does your mind tell you? Like what does your instinct tell you? Like, it's good to take the path and appreciate the path somebody already laid out, but that was then. It was meant for somebody to pick it up the torch and continue it on. You think the stuff stayed exactly the same when that man accomplished that? No. It was up to you to figure it out and to add what was missing or to fix what was broken. It's like anybody that takes anything as being absolute, it's, in my opinion, is just an absolute, whatever words you want to use in there. Because how? That's impossible. How can one person come up with an absolute that takes care of all of our problems absolutely?
Yeah, because you know what? We're all like pieces of a mirror. We need to bring the broken pieces together so we have a whole. All of us have pieces. Every one of us. Just bring them together and we'll get it.
Everybody has a piece and a key to the puzzle.
Yep.
Which is why the biggest game, the biggest thing and the focus of America is separating the people. Separation, division, divide and conquer. If you divide, you can conquer. So they don't want us to do anything that's going to remove those borders and blockages, which is the foundation of how we move in AMPC. That's exactly how we do exactly the opposite of that.
Right. You can't be addressing conflict anyway. You don't really need that.
No.
I know.
Right, bro. What's the purpose of a debate? That's what I'm trying to figure out. The purpose of a debate is, okay, for me to prove to you that I'm right and you're wrong. On either side, who really wins? Because the only way to get a true victory from a discussion, a collective discussion, is to gain a greater understanding of the topic at hand on both sides. And the only way to do that, if you have an open mind, an unprideful open mind, to be able to analyze a person's point of view. Because no matter, the only thing is that person's point of view and my point of view. And if we bring those point of views together, we all have a whole nother point of view and a new overall understanding. And now we can move off that. But if I'm stuck on what I know, it means nothing to me to know what I know tomorrow. I need to know something different. You know, you learn from being able to decide the differences and the similarities between two different things. That's what your answer is. That's why many people, this whole world of processes is not built for everybody, because you have to be able to structure your mind to be able to decipher information and not get stuck on one particular thing and boxed in. Like, oh, this is the end all, this is all, this is all I need. You know, like somebody should be able to hand you a book, you simply read it and take out what's needed and remove what don't. Don't get caught into the emotional aspect of everything. Just get the answer and move on to the next subject. If that's the case, many of us wouldn't have made it through grade school, because you wouldn't be able to leave English class. You stuck in English. We trying to get you over the math to solve the equation. Get past the word so we can solve the equation. That's it. All right, people be getting too caught up into stuff, man. It's like like I said, until one of these, none of these people impress me, for the most part, because they still focus on themselves individually. They're only empowered. What they do only empowers them. If what that person does only empower them, they truly don't have any power. If it only could benefit the person that's giving you the information.
Which is true.
Or if a person can't relay information so the other person can understand. It's a lapse of communication.
Wow.
That's not a true so-called scholar or teacher should be able to communicate information based on the person they're talking to. Meaning change the dynamic of the message, depending on the type of person you talk to, because you took a second to observe the person that you're talking to before you start talking to them. So you know how to properly deliver so they can properly receive the message, or they're gonna miss the message. Basic conversation, basic, just it's basic rules to this shit, man. It's basic. But I don't know, man. I just, at the end of the day, I love doing what I'm doing, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing and covering these grounds. Like I say, I'll get to a state of comfort when I look up and see the First American National Bank. When I wake up and see the First American National Educational Facility, the first whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's when you know you're covering ground.
One thing about it is we have to get out of the mode of wasting our energy on trying to fight these people. We aren't going to fight them anymore. We're just going to move out of that realm, because they're banking on us trying to come back and fight them, and they have it set up so we can't win a lawsuit basically in their court. So we have to drop it And I always say this, it's like they have a sandbox that they've built and they want everybody in their sandbox to play their game. But what we just did is we went outside of it and we built our own sandbox and we're not touching theirs anymore. So let's just leave them be because we're wasting our energy going back and trying to fight them. And they're banking on us doing that because they know they can take our energy that way.
Yeah, definitely.
It's really important to really focus on what battles you want to fight and conserving your energy to actually move forward rather than fight.
Because at the end of the day, all paperwork aside, it's all about energy. It's all the transfer of energy, and we have to preserve enough energy for the big fights and the big battles, the ones that we have to face. You know, like once people start getting these courtrooms and start experiencing, victories, that whole feeling can get addictive. So you got to go in there with a certain intention, like saying, like, okay, I'm gonna purposely fight 3 battles, and I have a new focus now, or I have just having a set area to accomplish and just moving forward, and not settling with that the whole act of going back and forth and battling with these people. And I say that to say because, and I hate to say it, I keep saying this, but it's a lot of bad little vibes I get from certain groups or whatever that just don't get certain things. It's like a lot of Moorish guys, they know how to fight in court. Some of them, but it's like those that do, they get addicted to looking at these judges all the time.
That's their downfall though, because they like to be in the courts.
They want to go to court forever.
Yep, exactly.
For what? For what?
Nah, that's way too much of my time and energy. The only objective is so you can learn how to defend yourself. Then once you've accomplished that and you figured out the game, it's time to leave the game alone and move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
That's it. We got other area to cover. You got better things to do with your time, because at the end of the day, in order to get in that courtroom, you still had to sacrifice and give that person, that entity, your time.
Gotcha.
So,
well, I sent the email to you, brother.
Okay, cool.
I'm in my office now working.
All right. Whoever needs private emails, let me know. I'm set.
Hey, can y'all post that email in the chat?
Somebody put it in for me because I'm not typing. The Hellraiser at privatemail.world.
Is it private.com or private.world?
Gonna be at the embassy thing or what?
.world.
Or .world. Shit.
.world. We worldwide.
I feel you. Let me go back into my email right now. Change that up real fast. It might have came back. Probably bounced back.
Hey, what was that website that y'all told me to go to take the class on becoming a national, the first step to becoming an American national?
The American National Prep Course .info. If somebody can type that in, the American National Prep Course .info.
I'm still waiting to hear. Is it the same?
You cutting out.
Huh?
You keep cutting out. We can't hear you. You keep cutting out.
Okay, I said after you pass the test, and I need to go from there.
You say, where do you go from there?
have one spicy ready.
Gonna be 4 minutes for the other one. Hold 1 second.
Let me get a 2-piece too while you at it.
What was that? I'm sorry. Someone came up to the car. I'm driving.
Nah, you ordering chicken. That's what you're doing.
Yeah, I just had to drop my husband out to work, and I had to take him a chicken sandwich because I was on the phone with you guys. It didn't cook.
Yeah. She act like a random person ran up to the car like that.
Random vet. Ran up.
I show you.
Yeah.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they know they invite people to come. He teach you like whatever questions you got, he'll answer for you.
Hey, Hellraiser.
Yep.
I just sent that joint to the Hellraiser at privatemail.world and it came back.
What you got? You got a
Okay.
visa or you just here
as a
refugee?
You know what? Send it to
like you be
I know
what you
what it
be
is. I
you
gotta
have to be
set
referred
that
to
one
be
up.
a national
It's
here.
Hellraiser at privatemail.world.
Okay.
Let him continue talking. I want to feel him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
He cool.
I can't hear. I can't hear you.
Yeah, give me like an hour. The email I have set up right now is Hellraiser at privatemail.world. But I'm not gonna be using that one because I want to add the THE. So give me an hour to finish to set that one up in my mail server.
Okay, yeah, because mine came back undeliverable too.
Yep. So actually, you and or whoever else, you and Alan, you Melvin, whoever, y'all can still send to my Yahoo. Then I'll send you over the private email so you can have it. Because I'm not gonna be communicating through that Yahoo no more. So if you if you need to give me over something right now, send it to the Hellraiser at yahoo.com.
Got you.
All right, and to answer her question, if she's still on, after you get done with the prep course, someone is going to contact you for a pre-evaluation. After that is done, you'll get an email with further instructions that'll guide you to your next step on obtaining membership and membership IDs. Yep. So y'all, I gotta grab something to eat. Whoever gonna be up later, y'all gonna see I'm be making some updates to the site, adding some more material. So y'all know y'all can always catch me online and do it.
Okay, I did that already. And I've been contacted and went through that part. So I just want to know, was everything the same? Just the ID. I'm at the point to get the ID. I need to get a picture ID, right? A picture. So I just have to go back in my my computer, which been acting up. I'm trying to get somebody to fix that, so I can get that information and re-download that application for the ID.
Yeah.
Okay. Do I need to send anything else? Well, because I can't remember. I probably gonna look at when I do get in there. Is there anything else I need to send but besides the ID, the picture?
If you haven't done it already, you need to send over your notice of completion package. So you need to search your email for notice of completion. Just forward over that whole email over to ANPC.
From the exam?
Yeah.
I think you have that already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, me and my husband both did it. So.
Okay. Yeah. You should be good. So y'all just send over the ID applications with the ID. I mean with the pictures.
I'm sorry. It was so nasty. Napkin ketchup.
All right, I just got 2 emails. I got your email, Melvin.
Oh, ketchup.
I'm gonna shoot you one too. I want to get a private email too, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a private too.
All right. I might just have to do a private email webinar so we can get all y'all set up at one time. All right, so I'm closing out, y'all.
All right.
Be cool, be
All right.
great.
All right,
All right, man.
peace.
Appreciate it.
Catch me
Peace
inside
out,
the
y'all.
Hellraiser Legacy.
Thanks
All
All
right.
right,
again,
bro.
bro.
Peace.
All right.
Peace.
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 Peace.